What is up? What is up? What is up? Is there anybody here? I don't know. It's not Monday, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a lower turnout tonight. I know it's a Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. People got things to do. Lower turnout tonight. Who we got up in here? All right, we got 14 people up in here. Okay, I'm okay. Yeah. Listen, this is good. You guys get me all to yourselves. We could maybe try to do this old school style, where I just engage directly with y'all. Let's see how this works out. Let's see. We got all right. Hold on. Mike Lamont, I see you up in here. Thanks for coming through. Skylar already here and ready on a Wednesday. I appreciate y'all. Oh man. Bitey, man. Thank you for coming through, Bitey. Always glad to see you. Mello, we here? We all snap. We all here. Dragnat. First off, man, Dragnat. Thank you, Dragnat. I appreciate you. If you guys don't know, I think I should probably do this a little bit more frequently, but Dragnat is one of the newest members of the Patreon community, along with a few others. We got an artist Kirsten in our Patreon community, Kayla's bestie, Vanessa, Manuel, Mike, Veronica. I want to thank you all for being a part of the Patreon community and supporting me all throughout this season. While I'm not monetized, it's a big help. It's really, really a big help. I know the Patreon people have been able to see the fruits of that labor. I was able to take my first Patreon check and get someone to help me to put together one of my first theory videos. I'm just struggling to find time to edit more videos than I'm already editing. I'm like 50% of the way through my deep dive for episode 8, and I need to finish that tonight. Like, I don't have a choice but to finish that tonight. So that's a big one. Who's this? You know what's crazy? There's 2 people who wave. I wave. The end was crazy. I appreciate you coming out here. The idiot of the group. I don't know this name, idiot of the group. Thank you for coming through. Where are you from? Have you been here before? I don't think I remember you coming through here. Where are you from? This is a big thing that we like to do. We like to announce where everybody's checking in from. Most people know. Oh, let me put my light on. Most people know I'm from the Bronx. I'm here in New York. Where are you from? Maybe I've touched down in your city. I think it helps just make things a little bit more personable. Since I can't hear your voices, it does help with at least to identify where you're from. Maybe I've been there. I've traveled a few places in my life. Cameron, always happy to see you. Thank you for coming through. Marquisha, hey girl. How you doing tonight? Mo, yo. Thank you for coming through on a Wednesday. We got 48 people here. Brooklyn, stand up, Brooklyn. Gothic chick, my day one. This my day one right here. Like, always appreciate when Gothic chick come through. Kayla, appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Sensei FBA Marv, good stuff. Hey, you made it. We all here together. We got 50 people. I've been here once. I'm from Maryland. All right, listen, Maryland is cool. I like Maryland. I have family that lives out in Maryland. Y'all really close to everything that's going on today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Can't believe all the last episodes have been leaked so close to the end. Have they? I didn't know that. Are they like online or just people just talking about it? I know people are talking about it because for whatever reason, it feels like the threshold for who gets access to screeners has been lowered really, really low. I was noticing, I've been having conversations with like other critics and like other people who cover the show. And we're like, yo, it's very surprising whom we're seeing in these circles a little bit more these days. So I'm not going to badmouth anybody, anything like that. I think it's always cool for people to have an opportunity to grow. I know how hard it was for me to grow, to begin in the early stages. And I know how much From helped me reach where I am today. So I want to appreciate all of you for that. Mandy, thank you for coming through. Seattle, been looking forward to this whole week. Look, we here now. Ooh, hold on. My voice did that. Oh, it did a little weird thing that went there like, oh. Almost did like a Sesame Street voice there. Sydney up here, Dragnet. Yo, you're a real soldier for this. Hold on. Okay, Google. What time is it in Sydney?
The time in Sydney, Australia, is 9:06 a.m. on Thursday.
Woo! Early morning, Grand Risings. I appreciate you coming through on your way to start your day. Sensei LA, listen, Sensei, I'm about to be in your hood this weekend. I actually got invited by another division of MGM to come out to LA to screen and meet the cast of this film called Nickel Boys. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll be out in LA for the weekend. Let me know if there's any good places I should be eating besides, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. That's happening. That is happening. There's no, absolutely. Ready for a deep dive leak? Yeah. I'm like, yo, I don't know. Did the episodes themselves leak? I hope not. But, at this point, I would rather people be able to watch the episodes than read about it. Because I know that this show is addictive, right? Like once we hear that someone might have more information, it's hard not to click on every thumbnail, every Reddit post, every little thing where someone thinks that they have an insight. It's hard to have that resilience to just not click it. So I'd rather people watch it than read about it or listen to some YouTuber who says they think they know. But, pictures full word for word of each episode. It's bad. Hey, if it's pictures, I'll say this, it's always a choice, right? You don't have to click it. And I honestly recommend that you don't, because even I, as addicted as I am, I've had access to the whole season for weeks now. And I'm just like, I'm going to do this one episode at a time because I want to enjoy it along with you all. So I've only seen up to episode 8. I plan on watching episodes 9 and 10 this week, though. So I don't know how next week's live is going to go, right? It might mess me up. Y'all. I have no idea. Ray Barnes was good. Thank you for coming through. Always happy to see you around here. Alabama in the house. Yo, love my Alabama people. Yo, y'all know how to cook. You know what I like about Alabama? Alabama almost, this is not a dig, almost cooks as good as New Orleans. That like I go to New Orleans, I could go any hole in the wall and eat, and I'd be feeling like the same thing could be said about Alabama. Let's see who else we got up in here. All right, this is a nice little tight little crowd here tonight. Nice little tight little crowd here tonight. I like this. We got 58 people up in here. I see 42 likes. 61. Listen, I'm doing something new tonight. I'm going live on YouTube. I'm also going live on Twitch. This is my first time going live on Twitch. Let's see how it works. Facebook, I'm sorry if you guys, well, y'all can't hear me. Facebook ain't getting streamed on tonight. We got Twitter. Let's see. There's pictures with captions. Yeah, Carly's, don't do it. Don't do it, right? Just treat it like drugs. Just don't do it. Thank you about the congratulations. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be able to sit down with the cast. Maybe I'll even show it to you guys. I know most of the time you guys just want to hear about From, right? So for the most part, I don't really talk about the stuff that I'm doing in movies or outside of From with you guys, but I will start doing that when From ends. The Monday Night Movies is going to transition to me talking more about movies and films and all the other stuff that I love, TV shows, especially as we go into award season. It's going to get busy. It's going to get real busy. So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate that. Libby, you're very welcome. I appreciate you all coming out. You're giving me your time. And I've said this multiple times, and I sincerely truly, at the bottom of my heart, I mean this when I say I really appreciate you giving me your time. I know how valuable time is. We can't ever, no amount of money has ever bought 1 second of time, and you giving it to me means a lot to me. So I take this stuff very, very seriously. So thank you for that. Yeah, I hope they're fake too. I hope they're fake too, Carly. But you know, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I wanted to just power through a couple things. Because I want to share with you all. So first, I'm gonna I'm gonna try to integrate some branding in this thing, but bear with me, y'all. I'm still figuring out all this stuff. You would never believe I went to school for graphic design. So a couple things. I wanted to show off my amazing Halloween costume. Well, I wish I was looking as good as my wife did, but I wanted to show off my Halloween costume with you all. And I'm going to try to use my overlays, so bear with me. So if it's a little clunky, and then we're going to talk into From. I want to talk about two things before I get into From. I want to talk about my Halloween costume. I hope you all had a wonderful, safe Halloween. And I want to talk about this thing that I promised you all I would go to, this anime food fest. I did go. I went. Nobody saw me, but I went. I was there. So I want to talk about that real quick, and then we'll absolutely get into From. I have my notes. My notes are in hand because I've seen episode 8, and I need to make sure I don't slip and say something really, really bad. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to my notes tonight. So let me start off by first off showing you all what we did for Halloween, my wife and I. These are curated photos. She gave me permission to show some photos. I always try to make sure I have her okay before I just put stuff out there. Where they at? I have too much stuff going on. Way too much. That's anime food, converted video. Where's Halloween? I just made this folder. Where'd it go? There you go. So let me share my screen real quick. I know some people's gonna. Was you Smiley? No, I was almost gonna go as Boyd again, but then I was like, nah. You know, my wife had this really amazing theme, and I was like, I got to find a way to keep up with her. I got to find a way to keep up with her because she was doing something amazing here. So I'm gonna show y'all all real quick. What we went as. Hopefully she don't hear me and shut this down. But yeah, my wife and I here, we did this cool Freddy versus Jason theme. Let me see if I can get this overlay in here while you guys take a look. Let's test this out. Oh, it almost looks okay. Almost. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. So here's my wife and I doing a cool little Freddy versus Jason thing at the New York Botanical Garden. They had this light show in the Bronx. Yeah, in the Bronx, where you could walk through this path, and they had all of these Nightmare Before Christmas things. So we were able to go. Like my wife went all in, y'all. She's. I was trying to keep up with her. I was doing my best. She was killing it out in these streets. So she and I went through this event. We were able to take some really cool pictures. I did my best to do my whole Jason thing. Unfortunately, my machete, I ordered it online. It said it would be here on the 26th. And I'm like, oh, that's plenty of time. That's great. Then it was like, it'll be here the 30th. Then it said it'll be here the 31st. And now I'm still waiting for it. Right here we are on the 6th, and it still hasn't arrived, and they won't let me get a refund until after it gets here. So I had to use my Negan bat, walked around with Lucille. I think it still got the point across. But this was our Halloween costume thing, just to give people an idea of what the event looked like in the Botanical Gardens in New York. They had a lot of cool Nightmare Before Christmas stuff going on. I have more clips, but I'm not going to bore you all with all of the clips of me walking around through the Nightmare Before Christmas thing. Let me take this down because it looks a little clunky. But yeah, I wanted you all to just see this a little bit, just to get an idea of what we were doing there. And also, I wanted to show you all what I did at the Anime Food Fest. I promised you all that I would do it, and I keep my word, right? Like, you guys asked me to go. It was in Brooklyn. Brought it up a couple times in the live, so I did go. And I wanted to give everyone an idea of what it was like. And of course, we're going to get into this from. I'm not going to take too much time. I know everybody has things they need to get to on a Wednesday night. But the Anime Food Fest in New York was really, really cool. I was able to meet some of the voice actors, Allison and Lori. They were really fun to talk to. Unfortunately, I didn't get any pictures of them. I think I have a video like where I'm walking through and I see them and I talk to them for a little bit, but I was trying to see, not even a selfie. I was like, can I take a picture of you? And they were like, there's our prices, right? They were charging to take pictures of them. So I declined. I ain't going front. It was like $50 a picture. And I was like, that's going to cost me. That's good. That's just too cost prohibitive, honestly, to take pictures of them at that rate. So the Anime Food Fest was really cool. It was a cute little intimate event. They had a lot of cool merch. I did buy merch, right? I did buy merch from the event, and it's going to show up in those boxes, in the giveaways. The Negan bat, yeah. Lord, listen. This is my premiere brother right here. So you'll see us. I think we just did the Dune Prophecy premiere for HBO. So if you guys ever see me in those videos, this is my brother right here, Lord. Yeah, it was a cool little event. Maybe I'll show pictures from that too. I do have them. But I don't want to distract everybody from. I know you're here from me, and I'm really here for Dune. But the Anime Food Fest was pretty cool. What else do we have? What do we see? Don't you have a Home Depot? Don't they sell machetes there? Yeah, but I don't want to be that dude walking around with a real machete. Right? Like, yeah, remember, I live in New York City, right? I'm not trying to get on the NYPD's bad side by walking around with a machete. Like, they check every toy machete, right? Like, I can't even walk around with a toy weapon with the orange tip at that. Nah, I'm not walking around with a real machete through the Bronx. Nah, I can't do that. Let's see who else we got. I took some pictures. Took some videos. I was walking through. I did buy some merch. Some of the merch, like I said, I bought just for you guys. I wanted to buy some merch just for you guys, just so I could put it in the gift boxes giveaway. So I already started doing the giveaway boxes, and I decided to make a change, right? Because at first I was going to use like some boxes. Like, hold on, I'm gonna show you one of the boxes while this is going. You guys probably can't even hear the sound, but that's cool. But let me show you one of the boxes I was going to do. All right. Oh yeah, seeing the voice actress I was speaking with. So yeah, I was gonna do cute little box like this size. I was like, oh, these are cute, but then and it's already stuffed. This one is already set with some stuff in it, but then I was like, these boxes are too small. So I think I'm gonna do larger boxes, because I'm like, I can't fit comic books in here. And then if I'm gonna get a box that's big enough to fit a comic book, I don't want it to be like halfway. So I'm gonna make the boxes bigger, and they're gonna be heavier, and they're gonna have more stuff, because I honestly just have an abundance of things that I want to share with you all, and I really, really appreciate you all. So these boxes are getting bigger. So you guys already know about the giveaway. If you don't, you can look on the YouTube channel, click on the tab that says community, scroll down. There's a couple of links there where you can enter the contest for the giveaway. I think this giveaway has already got a good amount of people in here. What dishes did I try? I tried well, let me finish the contest. But if you still haven't entered, I strongly recommend you enter these. I'm going to give away 3 boxes. These boxes are getting full. There's going to be like t-shirts, there's going to be sweaters, there's going to be posters. Everybody's getting an autograph book. So I've got some autograph comics that I'm giving away, and I'm also giving away some New York Comic Con books that I just went around and started asking people to sign. So that's going to be in there as well. So look for that. It's going to be a really, really cool giveaway. Did the comments stop? It looked like my comments stopped. So just keep an eye out for that. And yeah, enter. But yeah, let's start to get ready to get into this episode of From, because and I'm gonna stick to my notes because and I'm gonna do y'all all a favor. I'm gonna put up some pictures as well to just make sure we're all on the same page of what's being discussed. And of course, I want to hear from you. I want to see what questions you had coming out of episode 7, because there was a lot. There was a whole lot. So I got. Let me start sharing this and let's get this party started. Oh, just a heads up, I might have some guests from the new Blurred Order. They mentioned that they wanted to join. They're not here yet, but let's see what happens as we go throughout the stream. I got 95 people watching. Thank you all so much. I see that there's 63 likes on the video. Listen, I'm gonna do my best to convince y'all that this video is worth a like. I really appreciate y'all coming through and giving me your time. I'm gonna do my best to convince y'all to give me a few more likes on this video. Thank you all so much for giving me your time. For all my Twitter people, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you all. All right. Michael Lamont said, I got about 127 questions. Yo, that many? I got time, but I can't live stream all night. I did promise my wife I was going to cook tonight. She's tagging me in, y'all. She's tagging me in. So that's what we getting. So let's start. And Aaron, we're going to Scooby-Doo this shit right here. So let's start. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. It's okay, Gothic chick. We felt you in spirit. Fatima's not pregnant. Fatima's not pregnant. Fatima's not pregnant. It's hysterical pregnancy. Like, yo. You know what was interesting to me about this scene was in this moment, and I don't know how many people noticed it, but in this moment, she got angry, right? She got upset. She was like, oh, you know, I am pregnant. There's something inside me. Nobody's listening to me. She started getting upset. But I don't know if anyone else noticed that other people in the room started getting angry too. Right? Like I was sitting here and I was like, yo. Right? Like we're sitting here watching this scene. They all reacting to her garbage eating habits. Oh, and I found out it's not real garbage, y'all. It was cake. It was cake. So if y'all didn't see my interview with Pega Ghafouri, the beautiful woman who plays Fatima on the show, I asked her, I was like, yo, I need to know if they're really making her eat. Like, I want to see her eat something that's why she's licking her finger. It's cake. It was cake. I ain't never seen cake that looked like that. But yeah, everybody else started getting angry in this moment, right? Like, Christy got angry at Boyd, like, oh, you should have told me before I started my procedure. And I'm like, relax. Really? Was it really going to change everything? If he said, I mean, you still was going to have to do this sonogram. Like, right? You still was going to put that cold ass stuff on her stomach and rub it over there, right? That was still going to happen. But everybody else started getting angry, and then it even ended with, they were going back and forth, Christy and Boyd, but it even ended with Boyd like getting really angry and like spazzing on her. So I was like, she's not pregnant, but it feels like something is still happening to her to the point where it's even affecting the people around her. So in this scene, I really love the fact that Marielle mentioned like Boyd had the worms, right? Season 2, Boyd had the worms. He kept talking about it. Nobody believed him. Yo, Kenny pulled out a gun on Boyd. He was like, "You're giving him this chance for you." I'm like, yo, is that serious? Like, this is where we are right now. This is what we're doing. Like, is that serious to the point where Kenny's gonna whip out a pistol on Boyd? But that's what really happened. And nobody believed him. But then she brought it up, and it felt like the writers were trying to tell us in this moment, like, hey, we need to kind of relate this to what happened to Boyd, right? We need to take a moment and relate this to what happened to Boyd, because nobody believed him about that either. The difference is that with as us, the audience, we were able to see that Boyd had the worms in his arm. It's just that nobody else had caught it until later in the season. But with Fatima, we don't have that validation of something happening on screen to say whether or not she's like going through something physical or if she's going through something psychological. So I like this moment because it's playing with us all, right? It's like last season we were in on it, right? We got to see the worms. It is just everybody else who had to catch up. Now we're guessing along with them. So it was like they took that idea, they took that concept, and they remixed it. Would you say, Dragnet, maybe she is pregnant, it's just not human? Maybe. Like, the thing is that there was nothing there. I don't know. Or going in the earlier point you made, it could be entirely by the absence of hope theory you have. So yes, because it's making them fight. I agree with that. I like that because it makes them fighting with each other is absolutely something that could make them feel hopeless or yeah, they definitely could feel hopeless the more they fight with each other. Ben says, yeah, everyone in the show season growing angry with each other. Yeah, it's not just me. Well, they've been here for a long time, so they definitely getting frustrated. Everyone's losing hope, and that's when the massacre will happen. Maybe. She's infected, not pregnant. I don't know what's going on with her, right? Like, I just don't know. And yeah, of course, it could also be this other theory that she could just be having a psychological going through some moment of psychosis, similar to what happened with Abby. And because we don't have that validation of seeing the worms as the audience, we just don't know. We just don't know. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. Mike Lamont, I'm not sure it's the pregnancy making people angry. I'm sure this would have been the scene in some form at Colony House. Maybe it's the writers trying to emphasize the stress levels have risen in town. So I agree with, I think both can be true, Michael. I think both can be true. I think, yeah, the stress levels are increasing. The first thing they did was they got rid of the food, right? They got rid of the crops. They started attacking the livestock, to increase the stress levels. But just in this moment, as Tabitha got angry, everyone else got angry too. So I just noticed that. I thought it was an interesting moment. Cool ops. I'm curious to see where this plot line goes. What? Yo, I don't think Boyd's going angry. Boyd just fed up with people not listening. He's been dealing with a lot of ish. All Donna do is run a wannabe brothel. Yeah. Yes. Three things. All can be true. All of these could be true. All right. Let me Uh Kenny was like, "Are y'all still having the wild sex parties?" She didn't say no. She didn't say no. We just don't know. Oh my goodness. Um man, I I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, uh, oh, that's a good one. Hold on. Let me go back before I go to to this one. Let me go back. It seems like everyone is tested based on their pre-existing trauma. Maybe Fatima lost a child before she got to Fromville. That's an interesting one, right? Because Boyd had trauma of being a veteran. He lost soldiers. He saw people go, and then he had to, you know, see his wife go in front of him. Um, maybe Fatima did have something because she came in saying she's just not possible for her to be pregnant, and we still don't know what that means or why. Like, what happened? What happened that she can't um, have children? So, hmm, I got to think about that a little bit more because I want to go through the characters and be like, all right, well then what's Donna's trauma? What's Jade's trauma? You know, what's Kenny's trauma that happened before he got here, right? Obviously his dad going through Alzheimer's, but I'm curious. I'm curious about that. Let me think about that for a little bit. Question one: what has Boyd done this season? Boyd has led. Boyd has led. He's done what he's always done, which is he's kept this town from fraying even further than it would had he not been there, right? Let's not forget that Randall was going to take Alma. If Randall had taken Alma, that would have started war between the Matthews and Randall again. And he stopped that from happening. Yeah, Boyd has been working, but you know, this kind of goes back to what I was saying before. I don't think Boyd is the main character. I think he's one of the most important characters, but I don't think he's the main character. So yeah, that was a cool one. Let me let's get into this next one. So the next one was everything with Victor and Jasper, right? Everything with Victor and Jasper. This whole scene tells a lot. And I know some people were pointing out like to the positioning of the Jasper doll in the chair. Like it's moving. He was sitting up and then he was slouched. Um maybe, maybe because Jasper, I'm so in this scene, I just wondered if the slouching part was intentional or if it was just like a production error. I'm not 100% sure. Um, to me, it felt like this scene was mostly to emphasize the evolving relationship of Henry and Victor. Because like Victor was sitting here, in broad day, having this conversation with Jasper all night long, and Henry comes walking in and he's like, "Yo, you've been talking to this doll all night long." Right? So he's not used to Victor being like this, especially as an adult. He's like, what is going on? Right? Like, son, been screaming all night. Like, so it to me, it felt like this scene was more so to establish more of Henry's perspective of Victor um in his adult life. Uh So I think this scene was more so, at least that's what it feels like to me. It felt like, yeah, we're going to get to Jasper, but right now we need to establish how Henry feels about his son, or that he's concerned, or maybe he has doubts about this place and what his son thinks. Even though he's been in the caves, he's seen the monsters, all the crazy stuff he's seen, he still has some apprehension about getting fully on board with what Victor is saying. Unicorn said Victor kicked the chair, so Jasper slumped down. All right, so that makes sense. Link says, I think he'll talk at a special location. That location I do not know. Let's see. Maybe only Jade can get Jasper to talk. That's an interesting one, especially if Jade is like the new role player for Christopher. That could absolutely be the case in that circumstance. But I know, like, we're all on the same page about one thing. We need some freaking answers. Not later, like real soon. We need some freaking answers. So I know with this one, if we don't get an answer on Jasper, we flipping tables, right? We all flipping tables, right? Let's see. What did you all think about this scene? Maybe the doll speaks to Sarah. There's so many important characters in this story. It's hard for me to pinpoint which is the exact one that would make Jasper talk, but I really like the one with Jade because we saw the show us that it spoke with Christopher. So that one I'm really, really excited for. What'd you say? That's interesting that you don't think Boyd is the main character. Others speculate that the whole premise of the show is to break Boyd. I don't think Boyd is the main character, Noir. I think something that, because we got to think about it this way. Let's just, let's take our from hats off for a second. Let's just put on our regular TV hats, right? Regular TV hat. A lot of times when a TV show starts, you meet the main character somewhere within the beginning. We didn't see Boyd at the beginning of this show. At the beginning of this show, we saw Frank's family get taken out, and then we immediately went to the Matthews. And the Matthews were like on that road trip, and we focused on a few people in the RV there. And we did meet Boyd in the first episode, but he came later. I've been saying that I feel like one of the Matthews are the main character, and there's a few Matthews that have main character energy. I think it could be a combination of the entire family, but for the most part, I feel like Tabitha is giving main character energy, and so is Ethan. A lot of times with Tabitha, because she's had moments and she's been the focus of a lot of things, but because there's been so much going on, we kind of didn't give her as much attention, right? She didn't have all the major lines. She didn't have all the major scenes, but she was that person from the beginning. I'm planning on rewatching the first episode after the season ends because I keep thinking about that ride in the RV on the way. And Ethan was like, oh, Julie was like, oh, it's a murder of crows. And Tabitha was like, it's an unkindness of crows or something like that. And she doesn't even know if they're crows or ravens. So she's been giving hints that she's got that main character energy. Link said, how many episodes are left? We got 8, we got 9, and we got 10. So there's 3 episodes left. Let's not forget that the last 2 episodes of the season are called Revelations Part 1 and Revelations Part 2. So I'm expecting some big things to happen. What's going on, Calozano? Always appreciate you coming through. But Victor was a kid when he heard Jasper speak. This is true. Next episode, Jasper needs to talk. We've been waiting for too long. I agree, because Jasper has been this character. We saw him first appear in season 1. Jade was like rolling up some weed in Colony House, and the symbol appeared on the wall in blood, and Jasper scared the hell out of him. Then we see Jasper again in like season 2 when Tabitha was going through the caves. Like, they've been teasing Jasper too long. I'm ready for this too. Yeah, it's not just us. It's not just us, right? There's a whole bunch of us that feel this way. I'm with you, Adorned by Charisse. What is this? I think BIY. What is this? Boy in Yellow or Boy in White? Was that Y and W? Y and W ain't even that close. I'm thinking, all right, 3 episodes left. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. Boyd was seen early ringing the bell, walking down the street. Correct. He was seen walking, ringing the bell, but we focused on Frank establishing the town as and the threats, and then we immediately went to the Matthews family. And for the first few episodes, as we were getting introduced to this town, we were getting introduced to this town through the eyes of the Matthews, right? We learned about Choosing Day and Colony House or Town. We learned about the monsters. We learned about the talismans as everything was being explained to the Matthews. So I feel like the Matthews have been the central focus of this show, with everyone else being an equal part. Think of it like this, like Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones was absolutely about the Starks, right? But then we were introduced into the Lannisters and the Baratheons and all these the Tullys and all these other houses, and they also were equally important. Daenerys was equally important, but this absolutely was a show about the Starks. So, yeah, they're important characters, but I think the focus here is similar to that, and that it's a show about the Matthews. Ethan in the RV first episode, something about fairies and the Lake of Tears, and I think he brought up the lake again this season at one point. Yes. Oh man, have you not heard my theories? Look, anytime Ethan speaks, we all need to be paying very close attention. Everything about the Chromonacle. I have a theory video about the Chromonacle, how I think Tabitha's the Chromonacle. Everything about the Lake of Tears. I feel like this is a parallel for the story about what's happening with them. He brought up about how he had to find the Lonely Dragon. The Lonely Dragon would create a map, and the map would help them get home, but they have to go on a quest and be. I know about this. So yes. Every time Ethan speaks, we all need to pay close attention. What else we got? We got what are your opinions on Clara? I don't know yet. I don't have anything on her other than my own insecurities to accuse her of stuff. And this goes back to what I was saying about Tilly. Yeah, I was all saying stuff about Tilly. Everybody owes Tilly an apology. I love this show so much. I'm wondering if they'll renew for another season. I think this is honestly the highest. Like MGM, like most times I tell people about the show, I'm like, yo, you ever heard of From? They was like, no. I'm like, it's on its third season. I've never heard of it. What channel is it on? I say MGM Plus. They say, what the F is MGM Plus? That right there is telling to me, right? So to me, if people don't even know what MGM Plus is, I think the Fromily is probably making this the highest rated show on this channel, right? Think of it like Power on Stars. Like you don't have a Stars subscription unless you're watching Power. You don't have an MGM Plus subscription likely unless you're watching From. I know there are other great shows on MGM Plus. I'm not trying to knock this for all my MGM Plus viewers and people who work at MGM. I know your shows are great, but From is it, right? I came here for From, and I enjoyed everything else, right? Like it's like when I go to McDonald's or KFC. I came here for the burgers, but I'm gonna have these fries. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, we went off on Tilly. So let me go on real quick. So we had this moment. I felt like it was establishing Henry and Victor. Those two were having establishing moments. But then we also had this moment here with Elgin, and I called it a dream catcher. So I messed up, y'all. If y'all saw my video, I called it a dream catcher. It's not a dream catcher. Commenters corrected me. This is like one of those things that people hang over the baby's crib or the bassinet. It's like something shiny for the baby to look at. That's what he was making, and he was making it with the best of intention. So I leave it. I'm sorry, Elgin. Yeah, apologize to Tilly, y'all. Is MGM Plus on Amazon? No, it's not. You could add it on, but it's like another $7. Like I'm already spending $150 a year for Amazon Prime. And I'm not saying it's undervalued. I get a lot of great stuff through Prime. But it's just you have to pay extra if you want to watch From. What's going on, Papa Socks? Appreciate you coming through. Always glad to see you here with us. We got 177 people watching, 167 on YouTube. I have 86 likes, y'all. Please do me a favor. Please. Look, I'm really trying. And I'm really trying to get us some really cool opportunities in the future. These likes are free, right? Like, first off, let me put this up. I always forget to do this because I don't really like asking. I'm not monetized right now. I'm really trying to get us some opportunities. The main thing that will help us get opportunities is obviously if we could get the subscriber count up, right? I'm noticing the people with the larger channels, like you see, like they're getting stuff, but I'm trying to do something different. I'm really trying to do something different than what they're doing. I'm not trying to get a cast member to join the live stream for 20 minutes and talk about that way. That would be cool too. I'm not going to turn it down if it comes up, but I'm really trying to do something different. So if you guys can give me a like, that would go a long way. I did put the ticker down at the bottom. If you know I'm not monetized, there's no super chat, there's no super thanks, there's nothing like that. If you do feel motivated to donate, I really appreciate it. It like I said, I was able to use that money to put together one of my theory videos. The Patreon members are watching it now. So if you're a Patreon member, go into the Patreon. You can see that theory video. It's edited. It's put together. It looks nice. I haven't made it public yet. It's just for y'all right now. So thank you all to the Patreon members. I really appreciate y'all for helping me out. So I gave it to you guys first. Everyone else, you're going to get it. It's coming. It's going to come within the next week or two. I just got to work on my thumbnail and try to find some time to do that and finish editing this episode 8 video, and we'll get to it. But yeah, I figured out this thing was something for the baby. It wasn't there it is, a wind chime. That's what it is. I cancel MGM when From is over. They got other shows. What's going on here, camera? Don't stop embarrassing me. All right, don't do that. They got other shows. I was enjoying Beacon 23 for a while. I know they got that Billy the Kid, and I really like The Godfather of Harlem. That's one of my. I love Forrest Whitaker. He's a fantastic actor. So him and what's his name, Vincent D'Onofrio, doing the story of Bumpy Knuckles, Malcolm X, and blending drug dealers with politics. I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? Like, I love that. So I wouldn't recommend, just check it out. See what other stuff is there. Boss T, appreciate you coming through. Always happy to see you, Boss T. Thank you for coming by. Seems like there are two major entities at play. One entity brings the people to be hunted, and a good entity that brings in the chosen few to potentially break the cycle. This is in that theory video of mine. I addressed this exact topic in the theory video on Patreon. So if you guys are Patreon members, again, go check it out. It's there for you. If you're not, it's cool. You could be a free member. I'm going to unlock it and put it on YouTube soon. Mellow. Yeah, let's get these likes to match the people in the room. Formally, we got, okay, it went up. It's 110 likes. We got 154 people watching. So it's just 44 people that need to be convinced. I appreciate you all for coming through. For those of you watching on Twitter, don't forget to hit that, give a like there as well. I don't want to get too distracted. People have pointed out that I get distracted easily. Some fun stuff has been happening over on Twitter. From on MGM has been acknowledging us on Twitter. So if you guys look at the From a Ween pictures, go look at the From a Ween pictures that they posted on MGM on Instagram and Twitter, and just scroll all the way to the end. But yeah, this is a wind chime. The important thing about this scene was that this damn camera is taking pictures. Right? This damn camera is taking pictures all by itself. That is wild to me. That is wild to me. So I love there you go. It's a nursery mobile. I love that this whole thing happened. I'm gonna stop there. Seems like we're up 1K a week. 17 weeks will all be done. Yeah, I know, right? We got 3 weeks left. I'm at so thanks to all of you, we were able to grow significantly, right? We're at like 13,000 subscribers. I can't thank you. I feel blessed. I can't thank you all enough. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not losing hope. If we get there, it's going to be an amazing thing. Like, oh my gosh, it'll be amazing. But if we don't, we'll do our best, right? I'm not going to give up hope yet. Why can't you monetize? What do we need to do? I will be able to monetize in 4 days. Oh shoot, 4 days. 4 days. We're 4 days away from the day I can apply for monetization. I have to it doesn't automatically happen to me. I have to apply. So I know that I have to have 5,000 hours of watch time in like a month, which is an insane number of hours. But I promise you, I'm gonna say this. We're gonna talk about episode 8. There's a lot to talk about. I'm pretty confident we'll hit the 5,000 hours. I'm pretty confident. Let's see. Skylar, thank you for coming through. Always appreciate when you're here. Michael Lamont, you're right. That's what happened to me. Gabriella has said, I think there's 2 more seasons confirmed. Someone knows something about it. So I can say that I have with a high degree of confidence that we'll get a season 4. For those of you who follow me, you guys will know, yes, I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not just a like. I don't want to like overhype myself, right? Or try to come off it the wrong way. Excuse me. But it's not often that you see the overlap of a critic and a YouTuber, right? You'll see YouTubers who review stuff, and you see critics who make videos, but then there's people who like really do it, right? Like I'm really here every week. I'm editing videos. Like I see people who like go to an event and just put up raw footage and be like, why aren't people like I'm a YouTuber and I'm a critic. So I see more than the average person. I'll say that, and I'll stop there. But I'm really excited for you all to see where this goes. I'm trying to choose my words carefully and stick to my script because I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. Let me see what questions you guys have about this. So I'm gonna try to say this. For the most part, I think everyone knows I really tried not to discuss religion. I treat it like work. I don't really want to discuss religion or politics here. I don't think like there's political channels, right? There's political channels. There's plenty of places to go and have that conversation. This is for us to have escapism, right? I want to escape the everyday world, and I want to talk about from. So I respect everyone's political stance and beliefs and religious stance and religious beliefs. But I just want to keep it from. All right, family. Thank you. And that's no diss against you, Skylar. You was very respectable with the way that you did that. I just want to kind of establish my feelings on this now before conversation does go left, right? I don't want to go left. I want to keep it straight on the path. I don't think that camera took the pic itself. I believe it was the lady ghost. You know, I was sitting here and I was like, how am I going to respond to this? I already put myself on the spot, but then I got mesmerized by your avatar picture. I'm like, what kind of selfie is that? Like half underwater. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. I really like the way that look. You kind of like you could be in from looking like this. That's really cool. That's really cool. We just didn't see her on screen. I know. Some of y'all is gonna be like, why did you just skip over it? Reasons. Reasons. Okay, reasons. I don't want to go too far behind in comments. All right, it's not like there's 300 people here. We can still keep it fun. It's a bike, and there were bikes in the caves. I think she's the new Christopher. I mean, so here's my thing, and I've been saying this for a while. I'm okay with having theories, and I'm not gonna do any more theory shaming. I'm just gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna give advice. Like, one of my main things about when I make theories is that I have an idea, I have a theory. Sometimes I have ideas and theories that I don't put out there because I poke holes at it. And if I poke holes at it enough, and if I sit here and I feel like, well, then this has to happen, and this has to happen, and this has to happen for it to be true. If I have like 2 or 3 fingers up by the time I'm done, then I'm not gonna put it out there. Like it's right there. Then it's like more of a hypothesis than a real full-on theory. I need to, for me myself, I need to have more things to support it for me to put it out there publicly. I'm sorry. I keep getting this. Skylar, you gotta stop. You're like, I'm ready to move now. But yeah, I poke holes at theory. So Clara's the girl who had the glass in her eye back in season 1 when they were trying to put the antenna on the top of Colony House. She'd be having the bandana, and she's always showing up in weird moments. So the idea is like, why is Clara always there at that time? I think that she is a recurring character, and we want her, the fact that she's recurring, to have bigger meaning, but I need to see more to really believe in that theory, or at least put myself behind, give it my all, because right now she's just showing up and doing stuff, right? I haven't seen her have like sinister music playing. They haven't focused on her. You know how like the camera sometimes pans on stuff that we should be seeing, like the painting in Ellis's room. None of that has happened with Clara yet, so it could be a misdirect. But yeah, for right now, I'm focused on Elgin, because Elgin is the one we've seen him show up. We've seen him show up, and we're still wondering what his purpose is and why he's not taking a fucking bath. Right? Like, why isn't he bathing? Or changing his clothes or whatever? But, Elgin. Are we done with Elgin? Let me see. I fell behind. Thank you. I took it. Wait. And Caribbean Isles at my favorite beach. Oh man, I haven't been to Antigua yet. I've been to the last Caribbean island I just went to was Curacao. Curacao was amazing. I want to go to more. I got to go to a couple more islands in the Caribbean. I need to go back to Jamaica, right? I am Jamaican, so I need to go back to Jamaica, and I want to see. Antigua, and I also want to go to a carnival. Like, I need to do that one time. Appreciate you, Skylar. Appreciate you. Now that they remember season 1 when Jade saw the person stuck under a rock in the basement, right where the fake door was, isn't it connected somehow to the body found? Well, we're gonna get to that. She's not a red shirt, maybe a pink shirt. I get the reference now, Unicorn. That's a Star Trek reference. I get it now. Y'all pointed it out. I ain't never forget it. Smelgin. We talking about Smelgin? And do you think the red drawing on the monster's cave is the red door in the cellar? Nope. I think that's the entity. Elgin changed after hanging with Julie. Did he? He still got that shirt on. Big up Ja Mandeville. Yes. That's where my dad is from. He's from Mandeville. So, I want to go back. I need an escort, right? Like, I'm not just gonna be walking through there by myself. Like, I could walk through there as long as I don't talk, right? But the moment I open my mouth, it's a wrap for me, right? They're gonna be like, oh, speak patois. There's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a big problem. So I need to make sure I go with an escort. Hugh MacMungus, thank you for coming through. Hugh, appreciate you. Always happy to see you come through. Yes, he is still smelging. All right, let me move on from smelging before I start smelling him through the screen. So the other thing that I liked about this is we went back to Fatima in this, right? Oh, you got a good point there, Unicorn. Did we ever see Julie's photo? No, we haven't. No, we haven't. And yeah. What is this? You mentioned you want to go to a carnival. You should come to the Notting Hill Carnival. There's so many Jamaicans there. You'd love it. Yeah, because that's one of the few places Jamaicans could go to easily, right? They can't come to America so easy, but because you know, UK colonized, and I don't want to sound overly political, but they allow Jamaicans to come to the UK pretty easily. So I know they're there, and there's also one in Toronto I've been hearing about. So maybe that would be cool. Do I think this series is going to end the season? Nope. I think we got more to go. I believe you did an interview with Harold. He said there would be someone in the show who we all like, but then we'll stop liking them. My guess is Fatima. So I did do that interview with him. So there was a couple things, right? I did that interview with Harold, and he mentioned about how there's going to be someone that we don't like, or that we like that we're not going to like later. I think he was downplaying it. I think there's a couple characters, but Fatima is one of them. But something else that came out of that interview, I was sitting here and I'm still kind of stuck on it. Like he brought up how one of the episodes asked him to tease something in the season or something to get fans excited. He's talking about how episode 6 brings up one of his biggest fears. And I was sitting there, I was rewatching episode 6, and I was like, what the hell is he scared of? And then I spoke to E-Man about it, and I was like, yo, what was Harold afraid of? What was his fear? And then E-Man painted it for me, and he was like, I know when I had my first child, one of the main things I was afraid of was the health of my child. And I was like, I could see it, but I was hoping for something more. Like I was like, oh, it's going to be spiders or closed spaces or something like that. But I guess I could see it. So I'm glad you brought that interview up. It's something I'd been thinking about for the past week. Keo Marty, thank you for coming through. Always happy to see you. Speak of the devil, my man E-Man. He's on time. Thank you so much, my guy E-Man, for the $20 Cash App. I appreciate you. You know what? I think I gotta. Did I put it up here? I think I got it up here. Hey, I want to let y'all know. Hey, I want to let y'all know. Whoo, thank you, E-Man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So yeah, that's gonna be our new thing. Anytime somebody gives a Cash App, we doing this. We gonna have some feel good music. But yeah, thank you for coming through. Carly said, I think it's Jade. Right? Because he could go crazy like Christopher and go that route. I feel like they changed the storyline and took her out because of Fatima. Ooh, we're gonna get there. Azure Sky, appreciate you coming through. Someone referred to Britain as an island. I was like, oh snap, Britain is an island, but why they can't got no flavor or carnival? I've never been there. I need to go there and get some fish and chips. Got to E-Man. Yeah, me and E-Man. Look, me and E-Man talk every single day. We talk for like hours. So I think a lot of people know E-Man from his recast T'Challa campaign that grew really, really big. He was encouraging me to get in on it at the time because, you know, So E-Man, so most of you guys know, right? I do the movie blog, but the movie blog is themovieblog.com, right? It's a website too. So we have our website, which is where we do all of our film reviews and what helps us get all of our opportunities. He contributes. Me and E-Man have been working together for almost like 10 years now. It's been a really long time. Me and E-Man have been working together. And as he was putting together the Recast T'Challa campaign, he was like, yo, you really need to get out there. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be on camera. I'm the senior editor. You're the star. You put up Recast T'Challa. He's like, look, if I'm the writer, then you're the editor of Recast T'Challa shoot. You're helping me curate this article. And I was like, damn, you kind of right. You kind of right. But I was like, I don't know. At the time, I just really did not want to be in front of the camera. I felt more of myself. Like if I was in wrestling, I'm the manager, right? Like I don't get in the ring. But yeah, that's how I feel, or how I felt at the time. So yeah, again, thank you, E-Man. I really appreciate the Cash App. Thank you for the support. Where we at? Wait, what other? Yeah, somebody pointed out that there was somebody else that looked pregnant, and I've been meaning to go back and look for the clip. So tell you what, if somebody could tell me what episode it's in, I'll look in the episode before the live is over and see if we could find this person. I just don't remember what like is it one of the bus people? Is it a colleague? Like the 28 episodes. I got 30 episodes. It's 28, 27 that everyone has seen. Jeez, let me stick to my notes. 27 that people have seen. Britain is lit. Don't diss us. I don't know nothing about Britain. I ain't dissing Britain. Nate Davies. I want to go there. I want to eat the fish and chips. I want to see Big Ben. I want to see all the jewels that they took and kept for themselves. I want to see it all. Oh wow, I legit didn't know the movie blog was a whole site. Definitely gonna check y'all out. Yeah, see it at the bottom, TMB at themovieblog.com. We the movie blog time. So movieblog.com is probably not probably, it is without a doubt the oldest. It was the first website in the US, first blog in the US dedicated to film. It's a 22-year-old website. It was started by this other YouTuber you guys may know. His name is John Campia. John Campia was the creator of the movie blog. I now own the movie blog. I have it now, and I'm just keeping up the momentum. So John and I used to talk. We don't talk anymore, but we used to talk, and you know, I've worked with John throughout the process. Let me see. I think it's from Colony House on the country death scene, if I recall. We really gonna do this right now? We don't want to finish this episode for, you know what? I'm gonna star it. I forget I could star it. I'm gonna come back to you, humongous, because we're gonna come back. There's more curry houses and Chinese in Britain than fish and chips. Really? Look, I'm in New York, right? We have a lot of Chinese. We got a lot of curry. I want to go for something that is unique to that place. So if it's not fish and chips, what is the country's dish, right? Like that is authentic British people make this. What I need to know what that is. Let's see. Who else? Late Night in Norway, Daniela. Thank you for coming through. Wait, what is that book you're holding up? What is that? And Daniela, did anybody ever tell you you kind of look like Maisie Williams? Like you look like you about to take out the Night King. yo, I need to see you cosplay as what's that Stark girl's name? I was about to call her Mariella Stark. You guys know who I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Who else we got? Shepherd's Pie. Isn't that Irish? Ain't Shepherd's Pie Irish, Robert? Bangers and mash. What is a banger? What? What is a banger? Beans on top. You know, I ain't even gonna knock it, right? I used to sit there and be like, some foods don't go together, but then I had French fries with gravy, and it changed my life. It changed my life. Oh man, history is more complex than Britain stealing everyone's jewels. Yes, it is, but that's what they get pointed out for. They get picked on for that. So I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Tea and crumpets for some reason. Pork and beans. Pork and beans for breakfast. Beans a breakfast thing? Is that a real thing? Like in the UK, yeah, beans for breakfast? I'm just curious. Like in Jamaicans eat fish for breakfast, and I was like, oil? You want that greasy oil and callaloo for breakfast? Okay. Arya, thank you. It was Arya Stark. She's giving me Arya Stark vibes. Anyway, let me continue with this. So we had because we're having too much fun, y'all. We're having too much fun. My mixtape is a banger. Well, yes, I know what that is, but what is banger? Oh, beans and okay. Bangers are beans. Okay. Or sausage. Bangers. Yo, one of y'all said sausage, one says beans. Stop playing with me, y'all. Yes, French fries with gravy with melted cheese. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you ever go to like a festival and they got a French fries place, get the gravy with the cheese. So yeah, this is get back to this. I like this scene here. Also really night in France. Yeah, it's like 11 p.m. for you in France. Yeah, it's like chili cheese fries. Yes, it is. It's like 11 p.m. in France, but it's like brown gravy. It's not the red gravy. It's like the gravy you get with like with beef. It's good. Yeah, I'm making my mouth water here. I ain't eat dinner yet. Um, so man, I'm getting so distracted. Here we go again. We having fun. We having fun. Don't y'all want to talk about From? Don't y'all want to talk about From? Next, we're gonna be talking about like what Debbie be talking about. Like we're gonna get that fire ass goat from Bacta. Yo, we need to talk about From. It's 12. It's 12 in France. Is it? I thought it was. Oh, we did do daylight saving, so yeah, probably 6 hours ahead now. You're right. I'm gonna get back to this episode. I'm gonna stop looking at y'all for a second. I'm gonna put this down because y'all distracted me. I'm gonna hide my comments for a section. All right, y'all. All right. So yeah, this scene. I'm gonna try to go through a couple sections for a second because I want to do some moments a little bit more organized. I like this scene because it showed Fatima's like once she said that she was eating garbage, and I was like, damn, yo, I've been running this joke all season that she's eating straight trash, even though she's eating rotten. Now she said it. I'm not eating garbage because I was like, thank you. I feel validated. I feel seen. I feel seen. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jeff. I feel seen. And I love that we found out that it's actually cake. I love that because that stuff was looking disgusting. If you guys don't know, it's from my interview with Pega. I was able to talk to her and I asked her straight up, like, yo, what is that? And if you haven't already seen it, it's on the YouTube channel. I was able to interview the actress who plays Fatima. I love this scene because a lot gets established here, right? We have this moment where we find out Ellis is like still super worried, right? She's talking about she's eating garbage. Ellis is still super worried. And he doesn't believe her. We keep going back and forth whether or not it's something physical or if it's something psychological. But Fatima is giving us clues, right? She's giving us clues that it might be psychological when she says something like, you know, my belly is getting bigger. So I love that she's actually taking the time to actually measure her belly. And I love that the show is taking time to at least throw more support behind the idea that it could be something physical while still toying with the psychosis. She also confirms that she's angry all the time. And I love that because it's like whatever is happening to her, it's overwhelming her. And she's like struggling with it. But she still ain't telling nobody that she was eating on Nikki's blood, right? She's still taking that one to the grave. She was like, oh, she's treating her like KFC, finger looking good. Like, oh, she still ain't telling nobody that. So I thought that was still pretty interesting. That was a cool little moment. And I think that the show is still trying to steer us in drawing the parallel between Boyd and Abby and figuring out how this is affecting her. What I love about this show is that everybody's getting affected in some way. Nobody's exempt except for Ellis, who is basically useless. Well, I don't want to say he's useless because he's not useless, right? He did have bigger roles in season 1 and 2. Season 3, I just really wanted more for Corleone, right? Like he could, you know, a lot of the focus went to Fatima, and we kind of left Ellis behind. Before, like he kept reinforcing the fact that this place heals people really quickly. Like my man fell off the roof of Colony House, broke his arm. He's back lifting weights in like 2 days. He got stabbed in the gut. He's running laps around Colony House in like 2 more days. His dad was like, yo, you sure you should be walking? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're fine. Right. So I love that the show used him in that way. It kind of shifted to Fatima, but I hope to see more from him later in the season. What else? I see y'all comments building up. I'm gonna get to y'all. Something else I thought was interesting was I love how we're seeing the evolution of Boyd and Donna's relationship, right? Because they used to be really at each other's throats back in season 1. They couldn't fucking stand each other. But season 2 established them to be a little bit more willing to work together, especially after the passing of Father Khatri. And they've been carrying that, and it's been growing more and more and more as the seasons have progressed. I like that they're working together. I like that Boyd is more open to talking to her too, right? He's like, yo, if anybody I'm gonna be honest with, I'm gonna be honest with Donna. And I love that because he might hide stuff from Donna, but he doesn't lie to Donna, right? If she asks him, like when she walked into the police station and him and Ellis was like sitting there, caught red-handed, he came clean. Ellis had to be like, if you don't tell her, I will. But he did. So I like that we're seeing them growing. We're establishing that more in the season, especially when they had that drink together at the beginning of the season. But I thought this scene was interesting because it felt like she was kind of pushing at his buttons, right? She's like, I don't know at first I couldn't understand what the point of that was. It was like, are you doing this to test his response? Do you think you want to see if he's breaking? Like, what was the reason of her invoking Abby's name and just like making it a part of regular conversation? I thought that was really, really interesting because I remember when Father Khatri brought up Abby, the first thing Boyd said was, watch your next. You better be very careful about the next words coming out your mouth, right? Like when Father Khatri did it, it was immediately he was on 9 ready to go to 10. But when Donna did it, he kept his cool. He was like, yeah, like Abby. He got sad, but yeah, like Abby. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. I don't like this. I don't know this. You guys can still hear me. I just want to make sure I don't block my mom. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting the way that he handled that moment with Donna, and I thought he handled it remarkably well. But I just couldn't really understand what was her goal in that moment. Like, what was she thinking when she was like, "Let me invoke Abby's name," and see what was the point there. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Now I'm gonna get back to the comments before I go on. I would take it to the grave. Yes, eating. So she should talk. Actually, she should talk, especially now that she sees that there is no baby there. But yo, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, Ellis ain't got nothing else to do. Oh my goodness. I didn't know we was gonna. I didn't know we was doing this right now. I didn't know we was doing Ellis slander. I had put the comments away. I couldn't see them. I didn't know this is what we were doing. Ellis acts like a child playing grown up. Ellis acts like a young adult, which is, yes, a child playing grown up. Like everybody between the ages of 18 to 24, in my mind, is a child pretending to be an adult. So, okay, maybe it fits. You know, I was an adult by age, but I wasn't mature at that age. Let's see. Boyd and Donna showing the show's core couple to me, and I'm glad that it's not a romantic one. Like I said, genuine friendship and co-leadership relationship. I think it's growing into a friendship. I think it's growing. I think that moment when they was drinking was probably the thing that kind of cemented it. No pun intended for Dale. But I think that is, I agree. Yeah, they are a friendship now. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm so annoyed with Fatima. She's demanding everyone to figure out her issue, but she's not telling all. How are you going to ask them to figure it out, but you're not telling them about the blood? Because she's scared. She is terrified. She knows she is one screw up away from getting in that box. The pregnant lady was in the episode when Colony House was attacked, and she came off of the van on the way into the sheriff's station. Boom. I'm starring that. We're going to go back to that because I need to find out who this pregnant lady is. She was being very insensitive during by Charisse. Yes, but I think she was also being intentional. There's a theory that the monster that warned Victor about coming back to the cave was Donna's sister because she looks like the sister in Donna's photo. Does she? I don't think she does. I actually have that photo on deck. I had it up because I was using it for my backdrop for my interview with Elizabeth Saunders. I was like, hopefully she'll see it and comment on it. Sometimes I just try to bait them a little. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? So many images. Oh, did I lose it? Oh, I lost it. And I'm not going to waste time looking for it. So maybe. Donna and drinks are sus since day one. By the way, those foggy shots are fire. I love the foggy scenes. I love that when I interviewed Harold, he brought up about how they had to adjust the way this season was based off of the fact that the strikes moved when the production would start. So normally, I guess they were filming earlier in the year, maybe like winter, summer, fall type of time, but they had to film this in the winter. And that was because that was the first available time after the actor and writer strikes that they were able to film. So that's why there's snow in some scenes. Sometimes it's just a blizzard, and sometimes it's sunny, even though it's the same day. You're going to see inconsistent weather throughout the season based off of the fact of that. So I'm highlighting this because I know some people are going to be like, oh, it's the town reacting and this and that. No, these aren't special effects, y'all. This is what happens when you're producing a show on a specific schedule. So I don't have a theory about it. I'm not trying to theory shame. If you guys want to make theories about it, go for it. But I heard it from the horse's mouth. I think the entity is Dr. Mabuse. Read his description paragraph on Wikipedia. It's freaky. I don't know who that is, but I'll star this one for myself for later. Episode 8 looks like it's going to be good. I don't like y'all baiting me. This is y'all know I like to engage with stuff like this. I don't like that. And if any one more of y'all start baiting me, I'm gonna start ignoring y'all. But I think episode 8. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are happy with episode 8. I think there's a lot of people who are going to be happy. I'm definitely ready to talk about it because there's some stuff I want to talk about that happened specifically in episode 8. Because like I'm gonna say this. My deep dive for episode 8 is the longest deep dive I've done this season. I'm at, let me see, I still got the video open. Right now it's at like usually I try to keep my deep dives between 20 to 25 minutes, and that's with like everything, interviews, all that stuff. Right now I'm at 28 minutes without putting anything else to it. So it's my longest deep dive of the season. Because we gonna talk. We gonna talk. Yeah. We definitely gonna talk. I can't wait for Mondays. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for 10 p.m. on Sunday. Because I think From is gonna trend. I think it is. I can't wait for 10 p.m. on Sunday. And please, everybody, y'all, do yourself a favor. Hear me and hear me good. I know it's going to seem tempting. I know it's going to seem really like addictive because there's going to be a lot of people, and it's Wednesday, so I'm sure you've already seen it. There's a lot of people out there who are like, I need to get my clout. I need to get my attention. I need to start spoiling stuff. Ignore it. You're going to want to see this pure, right? You're going to want, I think the best parts of this show is when it surprises us. You're going, and I honestly, the way I don't even want to tell you what my reaction was, but the way I reacted, I was like, oh my, oh, I need y'all to have this feeling. Okay. I need y'all to have this feeling. Thank you. All right. No more baiting me. Don't mind asking me about episode 8 no more. All right, y'all. What you said. I think it's because he and Donna have a better relationship, so he doesn't pop off as much with her. I think it's because he knows that she's the other side. I think it's because they have a better relationship, but he also depends on her to keep Colony House sane, and his son lives there. It's also, I hear you, Skylar, and let me read it. I think they had Donna mention Abby to highlight how only she can mention Boyd's wife. It was a way to show how close they had become as friends. Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I agree that his reaction is evidence of how close they've become as friends. I think that she still might have been pushing his buttons to see how far broken he's gotten. Damn, I'm super far behind in comments, ain't I? So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit through the comments. I'm not ignoring you. Listen, if there's a comment that I don't see because I'm trying to keep up, please say it again. I will try to catch it. We got 200 people in here now. I'm doing my best, y'all. 174 watching on YouTube, 149 likes. All right now. Look, the other, what is this, 35 of y'all? No, 25. We're going to convince you. You're on the fence about giving us this free like. It's not going to cost you no money. Thank you. Jessica O, thank you for coming through. Always appreciate it when you stop by. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I saw something about some town meetings. They don't work. We know that now. You can tell me what happens. I promise I won't tell anybody else. Listen, I care about you enough to not tell you. If I didn't care about you, then I would be like, let me get myself some likes and views so you can tell everybody to come watch my video and subscribe to the movie blog, because I'm selfish. I'm not going to do that. Enjoy it the way that you should enjoy it. Love this show the way it should be loved. Love yourself the way you should be loved. You don't want no cheap, impure, tainted revelation. You want this real thing. Oh, we got some X users up in here. All right, Asensio Cruz, thank you for coming through on X. Listen, most of us are on Twitter, but we appreciate you watching on X. I'm excited to have you here. Asensio, you got to let us know, though. I know you're on X, but where are you from? Like, where are you checking in from? What city, what state, where in the world are you at? I can't hear your voice, but I love to try to connect with you by, just letting me know where you're from. Maybe I've been to your city. Maybe I've been to your country. I've been I've been blessed enough to be a few places in this world, so I'd love to know where you're checking in from. Thank you, Asensio. I appreciate you coming through. Let's see who else we got. Unicorn Donna wasn't wrong. No, she wasn't. Harold told before season 3 started that the special effects crew created something that made him sick. Has that been seen already? I thought it was when Dale was in the wall. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was when Dale was in the wall. Either that or was eating garbage. One of the two. Quansol, you good. You good. I appreciate you. I appreciate these likes. We got 158 likes, 181 people watching. There's always like 23 people on the fence. So that number, I can accept these statistics, but I would love for the rest of you all to give this video a like if you can. It won't cost you anything, and it's going to help me try to reach our goals. All City Big Heck, thank you for coming through. Yo, that is a fire thumbnail. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. It's good, gang. You know how it is. I'm currently in Oaxaca, Mexico, but I live in Fresno, California. Oh, okay. I'm going to Mexico later this year. I'm going to be I'm going to Cancun. I'm going on vacation. Really curious about Boyd's reaction. Expect his own lord. She should end up in the box. I'm an STFU. I'm an STFU. I'm not even touching that. I'm not touching that. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going before I get stuck here. For longer. What else we got here? We have these two talking. I love this moment. Ooh, yeah. So Jim is in the woods. And I mentioned this in my deep dive. Was anybody else getting side piece energy from this chick? Anybody else? Because I was sitting here and I'm like, yo, she's talking to him or regular, like, hey, you know, it was great. I don't know what that noise was last night, but it definitely don't sound like one of them creatures. But what was really giving me side piece energy was when Tabitha showed up. I'm sorry, I need to. This doesn't sit well with me. For those of you who don't know, I make sure that I put my mother's photo in all my videos. It's very important to me. Unfortunately, I lost her sooner than I felt I should have in life. This is my really challenging month. So I just want to make sure she's with me. But yeah, I was getting major side piece energy from this chick here. And I was really noticing it when Tabitha came through with Ethan and Jade and was coming through. And this chick was like they were having a conversation. Like, you know, if I'm having a conversation with my wife, right? You see me, I'm like, all right, honey, we're gonna talk. It's just me and you right now. And then somebody's just like, are you coming with us? I'm like, that is a problem. That is a problem. That is like, we usually only see side pieces do that. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with that vernacular, side piece is a woman or a man that is that a person has a relationship outside of their marriage. It's also a person with whom they don't actually intend to have any long-term investment in, but they have something going on the side, a side piece. Appreciate you, All City Big Hack. Thank you. Thank you, Sam Anu. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I have a tell. Like if I do like this, I'm in my feelings right now. So thank you. But yeah, this side piece, was giving me side piece energy. And a lot of people said, you know, she had a lot of big, I see you, unicorn. You're like, oh, she had some lines, so she's going to die soon. I don't think it's just having lines. You need to be named, right? If you start getting named like Nikki, then your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. So yeah, I'm curious to see where things go with this character, and I was getting such major side piece energy from her. So I was just curious if anybody else had that energy there too. She's just there to die. maybe. I really want to find out what it is that's going through the settlement at night. What else? I feel like the monsters are using Fatima to get to Boyd and see if he's this even-handed dispensing justice when it comes to someone close to him. Probably the next one to die like how to NPC suddenly talking. So they talk. So this dude, they're not the only ones. We've gotten a few NPCs that have gotten lines. Like anytime they go to the settlement, a new NPC gets a line. But yeah, this was. Yeah. See, yeah, Sam. I'm with you. Like, what was that attitude about? Like, first off, how you interrupting them when they talking? That's mad disrespectful. Yo, if Tabitha would have gave her that same black Nike energy she was going to give to Sarah, I would have been okay with that. Like, if she would have just went over to her and like, a man protects his family. Like, if she would have gave him one of them boys, she would have gave her one of them boy slaps, I would have been okay. I would have understood. I'm from the Bronx. I would have understood. It was probably maybe. Oh man. Harpo, who does it? Oh, she acted like Jim's family wasn't even there. Yeah. So you think Jim creeping in Fromville? You got to remember, like, they had that big argument. And somebody brought up like Jim was given energy like he might have cheated in the past before they got to Fromtown. Like maybe after Thomas died, maybe he had an affair. And that contributed to their plans to get a divorce. So I could see it. Yeah, I want every man. So I'm with you with this. Thickly. I'm with you with this because I noticed, like, as I watch this show, I keep putting people in ships, even though there's nothing to put them in a ship. So I've been saying it about Dale and Donna. With no evidence whatsoever. I'm just like projecting it on them. And I think in this episode, we get a little bit of that from Julie and Randall. So I don't know why we all do it. We do. There's like, we just see them look at each other and like, oh, they fucking. Like, I don't know why we do that, but we do. Thank you. Netta C, where you at? From Michigan. I ain't never been to Michigan. The closest I've been was Chicago. I was in Illinois. But I'd never been to Michigan. Yeah, I got good food in Michigan, or should I stick to like New Orleans? Let me know. She was pressed that Jim wasn't fine. Yes, she was. Like, are we leaving? So yeah, let me continue with this. I like this scene because I also like. So there's a couple of things that happen in this moment. I noticed that Jim got upset that Tabitha brought Ethan, right? She's like, oh, you know, this was the one thing he asked her not to do. He's like, yo, when you were gone, Ethan would disappear in the middle of the night looking for you. I really don't want him like going looking for the bottle tree and this felt like it was along those lines. Like, you went to the settlement and you brought our son here. So if you ever disappear, he's going to come here looking for you. That is a problem. So I felt like that this was one of those things that I understood why Jim was upset. But Tabitha had a logical point too, because she's not just sitting here dumping Ethan on her daughter like her husband be doing, right? He stay leaving Ethan with Julie. And she's like, no, he's coming. I'm raising my kids. Try it sometime. My condolences, Carly. Yeah, I am 7 days away, 1 week exactly from when I found my mother. So my dearest condolences. It'll be 3 years for me. Yeah, let me continue because I feel myself getting stuck in too many moments, too many emotions here. But yeah, that was a cool little interesting interaction between these two. Jim getting upset and Tabitha reminded him that she raises her kids. The next thing that we had here was this whole moment with Julie and Randall. This whole moment with Julie and Randall. You can't raise your hands, right? You can't do a show of hands, but put up a hand emoji in the comments if you all think that Julie is crushing on. It's not just me, right? Like I saw this and I'm like, what's going on here? What is going on here? Anybody else get these vibes? Oh, we done. Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah. Sam, Sean, Frostadamus, Unicorn. It's not just me. Oh, thank you. I was sitting here and I'm like, yo, these two, especially when she did this. Sometimes I see my wife look at me like this and I'm like, oh, I did something good. I don't like Randall was just like there. He was just there. Frostadamus, you too much. Julie wants options. She doesn't know if she wants black or white. Listen, she can have more than one crush. That is well within her rights. She is a single woman. She can absolutely have more than one crush. And she don't discriminate. I respect it. Let's see. Randall doesn't want a part of it. It don't seem like it. It don't seem like Randall is at all interested in that way. He's like, he's giving like big brother vibes. Like he's treating her like that's his cousin. Yeah, you're right, Nanya. She's 16 or 17. It's natural. She's just a teenager. Julie is flirty. Julie's at that point where she's crossing the threshold from childhood into adulthood, and she's trying to identify herself and who she is. And as whether or not she's a minor, it depends on what state you're in. I don't like any of. It wouldn't be me. I'm not gonna say I don't like it because I don't want to sound too judgmental. It wouldn't be me. I have no idea how old Randall is. We get 20-something vibes from him, but I honestly don't know how old he is. Copper Room, she's too young for Randall. I maybe. It depends on how old Randall is. Is he like 24? 24-year-old vibes, teenagers for yes, they do. You know, that's how people get caught up in trouble because they'll be sitting there. It happens more than I would like it to. Shouldn't be happening at all. Yeah, I'm gonna start these comments for Bianca. I really wanted her to like Elgin, but his funky clothes probably turned her off. They had a good time. They smoked some weed. They was dancing. They was playing dress up. They was taking pictures. They had a good date. They definitely had a good date, but it seems like Elgin went off on a side quest with trying to get stuff done for Fatima and the baby. She crushed on Fatima. Nobody wants to have that conversation. I've been bringing this up for a while, right? I've been saying like, yo, it's not. I'm just joking with you, Frostadamus. I'm just joking with you. But ain't nobody want to talk about the idea of Julie having a crush on Fatima or Fatima trying to create a throuple with Ellis because it felt inappropriate. So, Way to Kodiak, listen, you're just in time. We're still going through the episode. We did cover a few things. I gotta start moving faster. Yes, I gotta start moving faster. I definitely got to start moving faster. Yeah, everybody's getting those vibes. She's a flirt. Oh my God, I forgot she did want to kiss Fatima. She did. She did. 167 people watching. No, 190 people watching on YouTube. 167 likes. I appreciate you all for coming through. I guess there's like 30 or 40 of y'all on Twitter and Twitch. Between those two, I don't know how many of y'all are watching on Twitter, but I appreciate you all for coming through. It's like 40, 50 people flowing. But if you are watching on Twitter, hey, listen, we meet up here every week. We're usually meeting up on Mondays at 5 p.m. That's the Monday night movies crew. We live at 5. Do me a favor. If you're new here, please give these videos a like. Follow me on Twitter. Give our YouTube channel a subscribe. We're at the movie blog. That's where you're going to see the main stuff, honestly, on the YouTube. I can't. Purple Alizé, I appreciate you. That I love that energy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. He's playing hard to get. I'm an STFU. So I'm going to move on to the next scene. My daughter's 16. I'll be so mad at her for liking Fatima, who is too old to. Listen, she was being rebellious. She wanted to go in the colony house, smoke some, do everything her parents didn't want her to do. That's how she was feeling. And I think at that age, everybody had a rebellious streak. I love you, man. Because I'm going through it. I'm talking with y'all. I'm engaging with y'all. I like, one of the things I notice is like when I see live streams, a lot of people take this academic approach. They see the comments going through the thing and they just ignore it. They just like, well, I want to talk about this and I want to talk about that. And I'm going to act like no, you guys are here. You're giving me your time. I respect your time. I respect your time. So I'm going to talk to you. And maybe I'm not going to get through the episode as quickly as other channels, but we're going to do this together. Mellow. Oh gosh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. All right, we're done. We're done. No more talking about this. We're moving on. We're moving on. Oh. Elgin in the cellar with the secret chamber. All right. So I saw some people online and they were saying like, yo, is this the same seller? Or is this a different seller? I think it's the same seller, honestly. I honestly don't think that they're making multiple sellers. Like I know that I misremembered it. I remember one time I thought the cellar door was red. But I think, Michael, I think this is the same seller. I'm old. What does STF mean? STFU. I'm going to shut the F up. Because I don't want to say something from that's a spoiler. I think this is the same seller that Jade went in. I think this is the same seller that Victor came out of. I think there's only one seller. It's my own fault for highlighting it. It really is. There's nobody to blame but me. I didn't have to click it, but I did. I think this is the same seller. I don't think there's multiple sellers. I like that he went in there. He checked it out. It's dimly lit. I think this is where Victor also saw the symbol and the man crushed by the boulder. I think it's the same place. I can't like on my phone. I have to like when I get home. Sorry. You can. You just got to hide the chat. You could X out the chat, hit the like, and then you could bring the chat back up. Aha. I'm with you. I know. It's hard for me to see sometimes, too. Oh, yes. Yes. D. Danes. First off, thank you for coming through and then dropping some wisdom when you came through. Yes. She was forced by her parents to be an adult, and people get mad at her for not respecting her parents. First off, 16-year-olds, I have a 21-year-old, and 16 through 19 were some of the roughest years of our relationship. I have another one that just turned 15, and I'm not looking forward to 16 again. There's going to be a lot of trouble. But they automatically have like this natural inclination to test boundaries and try to identify themselves as an individual. And one of the first things that they do when they want to establish themselves as individuals is start to push back at the things that they're inheriting, right? I can't take what, like, I remember people saying between 14 and 18 is when we stopped listening to our parents' music and start identifying our own favorite music, right? When I was a kid, Whitney Houston all the time. As I got older, Lauryn Hill. So I get it. And then on top of that, she was stuck raising Ethan because her parents checked out. Can you show the promo pics off Amazon? I can. I figured by Wednesday everybody done seen them. And also the promo pics, I have a problem with them because I feel like they're extremely spoilerish. Extremely spoilerish. I was having this conversation with E-Man, and like MGM is a menace. They are a menace with the images that they put out there. I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like the people who are releasing the promo images don't watch the show. That's what it feels like. Like, oh, whatever. This one, why not? Henry's in Fromtown, sure. Henry's reuniting with Victor, yeah. Put that one out. Like, what's in the box? All right. That seller picture isn't the same at all, and it's snowing in the picture. It is. It's snowing in the picture because it's snowing there. It's not like it's an old picture. That's this moment. Look, see the snow here is the same exact snow here. So that's what this is a picture of. This moment. It's not like it's a picture of the past and they're revisiting it. I think it is the same place. So let me skip ahead. What else we have here? I'm gonna get to the corpse in the cellar. I'm gonna get to the corpse in the cellar. I know we're gonna talk about that. Yes, MGM gives away too much. I'm gonna talk real quick about this because I saw this was popular too, because we all keep putting people in these ships. Kenny and Acosta look cute together. They do. They really do. This is a wish ship of mine. I wish this ship to be true. It's a wish ship. I just really want Kenny to have a win. Right, he's going through way too much. He lost his dad in season 1. He found out Sarah was the one who did it in season 2. And season 3, he lost his mom. So I'm like, I really just want him to have a happy moment. And this feels like opportunity. But we all know in Fromtown, it doesn't want them to have happy moments. It doesn't. So I'm a little nervous because he's getting hope, but we know what might happen. We know how this could go. We know this. So yeah. Hold on. Ooh, thank you, Sanity, for that quick $10 Cash App. I appreciate you for coming through with that. And I just want to oh man, I appreciate you. Thank you. Listen, if you guys feel like you're motivated to do anything, I have it down in the ticket down there. There's a Cash App, there's a Venmo, there's a PayPal. I'm not monetized right now, doing this for the love. I'm applying for monetization as soon as possible. That's why there's no super thanks or super chat thing at the bottom. But I appreciate you all for everything that you're able to do. If you can, you know, I know we're getting into holiday season, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So yeah, I really just want Kenny to have a happy moment here. Really, it's just been rough on this dude. Where we at? From gives you false hope to try. Yes, I think they're doing it to us too, the viewers. Oh man, all right. I'm sweating. I'm gonna have to take this hat off. Acosta needs to come down. She's got too much aggression with that girl. Listen, Acosta's going through a lot in a little bit of time. I think they're writing her well, actually. I think like she's having logical responses based off of the background she has, right? She's a police officer. She's trained to handle danger. She's trained to handle so much, but she was never trained for this. And Boyd took her gun and started diminishing her status in her mind. You know, as a woman, it's already an uphill battle. It's just rough for women in general. And then as a woman in the police, I can only imagine the misogyny that happens in that kind of industry. So for someone to take away her gun, it almost probably felt like he took away her dignity. So I sympathize with the way that they're writing Acosta. I don't think they're writing her wrong. It's frustrating, but you know, if I had to put some context, if I put myself in her shoes, I think it makes sense. But yeah, I really want to see these two have some moments. And I love that she put on her detective hat in these scenes. She's like asking all the questions that we all started asking. Why is there this? Why is there that? Henry asked, why is there a motel and a pool, but no motel? You know, I love that she's putting on her detective hat here. Dang, where am I at? I gotta look at my notes. Where am I at? Here we go. Man, I gotta start crossing stuff out. We almost done. We like halfway through my notes. So I'm gonna try to get this done in enough time so I could go look for that pregnant lady. Ethan and Jade. I love this because Jade is the one person who's been consistently trying to figure out what is going on. And Ethan is the one who consistently knows what the F is going on. Right? Like he's the only person out here talking about the Chromonacle. He's the only person out here talking about who knows about the faraway trees, who Victor talks to. He's the only person with answers. So I love that the show is giving us scenes with them together. And I also love that the show, this hat is going. I also love that the show is having Ethan ask really good questions. Right? So in this scene, I was sitting here, I'm like, you know, I pay really, really close attention to Ethan anytime, every time. And he was asking the questions. He was like, who lived out here? That's a damn good question. That is a damn good question. Jade said nothing to Ethan about, you know, the hallucination he saw with the dude drinking from the skull. Ethan is asking the right questions, though. He's asking the questions I want to know. What happened to the people that lived here? Yes, Ethan. Yes. What happened to them? Yes. What happened to them? Oh my gosh. So I just love seeing Ethan have a moment where he can verbalize these questions, because to me, it feels like now that he said them, they might actually answer his questions. If y'all don't stop, listen, I don't see it. I hear you, because I ship people all the time. I do. I just did it with Kenny and Acosta, but I don't see it with Tabitha and Jade, because Jade honestly seems like he's not at all interested. Like, not at all. I see Tabitha and him talking a lot and having like a good working relationship, but I don't see any hint of romance between them. But I love that Jade is changing as a person. I remember back in season 1, he was like, screw off, fuck off. I'm going to figure it out all by myself. And then as season 3 started, he's a little bit more receptive to working with others and listening to other people's opinions. First, it was talking to Tabitha. And then when Tabitha showed up with Ethan at the bar, he was like, oh, she's like, oh, Ethan's here to help us figure out clues. And he was like, at first he was like, and in my mind, I thought he was going to be like, this isn't a place for children. You bring your grown ass over here, Chromonacle, and we're going to I thought he was going to do that. But then he was like, all right, little big guy, come on. Let's have a seat. This is a puzzle we're trying to figure out. Here's all the numbers I found. And he started allowing Ethan to be involved. This is when I feel like we're progressing the story, because I really feel like Ethan is going to be the source of the answers as we move forward. Jade's drawings are good. Yeah, Jade could kind of draw. He's doing good with no eraser. I don't think he's as good as me, but I think he's pretty good. I think I've shown you guys my drawings. I'm not going to go on that. tangent. But I like this, and I like that he's welcoming Ethan, because it's establishing this relationship, even if it doesn't pay off in this season. In future seasons, they now have a foundation to build on, that of Ethan and Jade working together. What you say? I really hope Ethan, Jade, and Tabby can figure things out soon. Me too. Their besties is dope. Yes, they got that best friend energy. I definitely see that. Glad Jade is getting sober. Me too. Some people were like, oh, he doesn't have a drinking problem. He just drinks every day. Mm, you know what I mean? Like, if you drink every day, who's going to tell him? Right? Like, who's going to tell him? Somebody's got to let you know. Jade was off that Molly when yes, he was. He's definitely one of those people who likes to party. I honestly think they just need more scenes together. I really want to see them have more scenes together. Y'all giving Acosta all kinds of room for error that Randall Dale never got. Acosta needs to fall back, take a bath, and change her musty clothes. The reason she's getting more is because Randall beat the shit out of that dude in Colony House for going through his bag. Like, they established him as a problem from the moment he got there. So far, Acosta hasn't. Well, she killed Nikki, but that was an accident. That wasn't intentional. Randall did that on purpose. So we giving her grace until she had beats the hell out of somebody. You know what I mean? Let me see if this brand thing works. I know. I'm gonna take a quick second. I really wanted to get these brands to work out for us, but maybe they won't. I want to try it real quick. Let me move myself back over here. Let's see. Oh, it does work. This ain't bad, right? What y'all think? This ain't bad, right? Y'all can still see everything. I'm trying to look a little more professional, y'all, because I'm trying to do big things in the future. So I was like, you know what? Let me get something official for us. So when we do big things, it looks nice. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, I'm gonna keep this up. If you guys don't mind it, I'm gonna keep this up. Boyd shot a guy too. Who? Boyd shot the guy who shot him. It was self-defense. Papa Socks, you were right. Thank you, Papa Socks. I appreciate you. All right, 181 liking, 195 likes. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you all. Oh yeah, this photo setup is nice, Anthony. Thank you. I've been working. Boyd shot his wife. Boyd shot the person shooting everybody in defending town. Real put me onto your Fatima interview. Very good. Oh, thank you, Quan. I know you're subscribed. Are you guys not getting notifications when I put the interviews up? Right? I think if you have the notification bell, like, I wish you guys could get notifications per playlist, because I know I'll put up stuff that's not related to From, and it might mess up the algorithm if you don't watch it. So it's the way the likes work, the algorithm is very channel specific. So if I'm not talking about From, maybe you guys aren't interested in those kind of things. I wish it was playlist specific, so you could turn on notifications whenever I put up something in that playlist. Skylar to ride it. Wait, can we go back to Jade? He's straight? I don't know. I've been saying this for a while. Toby, the dude Jade came to town with, his name was Toby. I was like, what was their relationship? I don't know. I remember how elated he was when he thought that this was all a simulation that Toby put a lot of money into putting together. He was like, oh, I'm in Westworld type of deal. Everybody's an actor. And Toby spends great. Ha ha ha. This is great. Toby did this for me. But then he found out Toby was gone and he broke. So my initial question was, what was the relationship between him and Toby? The only thing that we ever seen from Toby was the few moments when he was in the hospital, the clinic with Sarah. She spoke to him a few times. She kissed him, and then she stabbed him in the throat. So I was questioning whether or not there was more to their relationship. Business partners, maybe. If I was in from, I'd be drinking too. And that's what happened to Frank, right? That's what happened to Frank. And then what happened to his family, right? Drinking, yeah, recreationally, but not to the point where you're not able to function and do your responsibilities. That's where it goes wrong. That's when it's messed up. The name Toby lets you know. All right, let me keep going. Jim was annoying the hell out of me. I just can't wrap my head around the way that he keeps telling Tabitha that she's not the one. Like she's given like the one, and like Neo in the Matrix, like she is the one. Like I'm the criminal. I gotta save the kids. And Jim's like, "Are you sure, or do you really just want to be the one?" And like, you don't sit your 5 ass down while this 10 is talking. Yo, I don't know. I don't know. Like he's acting like she didn't just go home. Like she just wasn't just home and came back in the ambulance. And he's like, "Oh, maybe you're just imagining things. Maybe it's not." Jim, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Let me know. Because if you're dumb, then I can understand. Right? But you're a whole engineer. Jim was pissing me off. Jim was really pissing me off in this episode. If he's not taking care of his kids, he's sitting here trying to tell Tabitha that she's not the one. Like, what is your problem, dude? You're not the one. I don't know. Jim was pissing me off this episode. Jim was really pissing me off. Let me see what else is going on in this episode. I love Tabitha's energy. Like, you could talk, but I ain't gonna listen. I love that. I loved every moment of that. I like these little moments with Julie and Randall where they were walking around, and Julie was just following him. Like she's like annoying the hell out of him. It was like that wolf and cub type of moment. Like, man, you just don't stop talking, huh? Like, oh my goodness. Like I like that interaction between them. And I like that we're seeing a different side of Randall. Well, kind of. I'm gonna circle back to this. I love this moment where we saw that Bacta wants to reopen the diner. And I said this before. That Bacta. Oh, let me hide this comment. Little sister annoying big bro. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go back. He is spooked, yes. Jim is an engineer. I don't want to be in no structure that dummy makes. He makes roller coasters. He's a engineer that designs roller coasters. So that's why him and Jade were working together back in season 1. I feel like Jim is going to eat us this season. That's why they're making us pissed at him. I'm okay with that, right? He's sitting over here doing dumb stuff, and that's why his ass be getting trolled by his son on the phone. Be getting those Bart Simpson calls. I want to call. Can I speak to Amanda Hug and Kiss? Amanda Hug and Kiss, like the one of those. Y'all remember that when Bart Simpson used to call Moe's Tavern and prank? I thought of that immediately. Bacta wants to reopen the diner. So I've been saying this before. Like when we saw Bacta and Ethan in the diner before, I was thinking about how Bacta is assuming the role of Mrs. Lu, right? Like I talk about how everybody in this show are role players. Bacta is starting to grow into a role now in this show. Now that Mrs. Lu is gone, we've got room for someone to take over the diner and start making pancakes. So I really like this. I just like this actress. I had a really good time speaking to her in my interview, and she spoke about some really, really cool topics. So I'm glad to see her role grow, and I hope we see more of her as the season continues. Um, I know Debbie keeps hoping that I don't even think Debbie is with us tonight, or Delsenia. Man, I hope they watch this replay and know that they missed Delsenia, Debbie, Bebby, Bo Bebby. We miss y'all. But I remember she keeps saying how she's gonna make some fire curry go. I was like, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. I don't know how many of y'all eat goat. What did he say? Victor had a live their props there. I don't know what that means. Real had a live their props there. I don't know what that means. I just got here. Hey, I just had to say your name 3 times. That's all. That's all. I'm glad you made it, Debbie. I really appreciate you. Now we're talking about the goat. And you need to explain to us who made goat for you. You make goat? Do you make goat? Or do you have friends that make goat? My girl, I know she got a fire recipe for goat curry. It's curry goat. And that's amazing. I hope we all need friends who make fire curry goat. I just had some curry goat yesterday. My mother-in-law made it for me. And why didn't I bring any home? Damn, I messed up. I should have brought some leftovers. I dropped the ball. But I don't know how many of y'all eat goat. I know some people like when I go to work and I be like, oh, I eat oxtail or I eat goat. They're like, what does it taste like? I'm like, I hope you never find out, right? Because once upon a time, it was frowned upon to eat shrimp. It was frowned upon to eat shrimp. Like people wouldn't eat shrimp or they wouldn't eat lobster because they're like, oh, that's the scavengers. Give it to, the urban people. And the urban people kept it as a secret. And it was like, yo, I hope these motherfuckers never find out. That's how I feel about goat and oxtail. I hope they never find out. Right? The oxtail is already too expensive, right? I'm tired of these prices going up. Where's my mother-in-law from? Jamaica, Yard. She's from Yard. All right, and she make it great. She make it in them big giant cast iron pots too. So she don't make a small pot. It's always a pot for like 30 people, and I have no idea why I don't know why I didn't bring some home. We have oxtail soup and tongue on sandwiches in the UK. So my grandmother used to make tongue sandwiches, and I never ate it. I can't put something in. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. I've had oxtail made from different cultures. Like I've had it's Latino restaurants. They'll make some oxtail. Some Chinese, Asian restaurants, Korean. They'll make oxtail. It's different. I'm not talking about that oxtail. I'm talking about go to a Jamaican restaurant. If you're in the UK, go to the Jamaican restaurant, not the ones that they have tongue sandwiches, not that one. Go to the pure rice and peas, callaloo. Go there. Get you some oxtail, get you some rice and peas. And if you go early enough, don't go after 2 o'clock, get you some sweet plantains. You're welcome. And don't tell your friends because the prices is already high enough, right? We don't need this. Hey. No politics talks what lies beneath. We're not talking politics here. This is escapism. I'm going to repeat it again. I know some people want to talk about it. There's a lot of political channels. I'm sure they're going live right now. You want to talk about politics? There's a lot of great places to have that conversation right here. We just want to talk about from. So I really appreciate you coming through. But I just want to stay on this topic, if that's great. What else we got? Hungry now. Yeah, my mouth is watering. I promised my wife I'm going to cook in like 45 minutes. So we're going to get through this episode. I need to go back to New Orleans. I've been to New Orleans. How many times have I been to New Orleans? I've been there twice, maybe. And it's wild to me. What I love about New Orleans is like everywhere makes amazing food. Like it could be a hole in the wall. It could be like some dude with a lighter and a pot, and that shit. It's amazing. Like, I don't understand how y'all do it. There's something going on. There's something going on out there. Facts. Brown stew oxtail is different. Yes, it is. A jerk chicken. Yes. Yes, me too. Haitian goat is good. I make neck bones with gravy and rice for dinner. My grandma make neck bones. That is not a Caribbean thing. Like, they'll make chicken neck bones, but if you make beef neck bones, you from the South. All right, we always do this. We end up talking about food. We did it when Nalia was here. We just started talking about food. Yeah, oxtail and cabbage. Yeah, I'm with you. Vanessa Wicked. Where you from? Are you in New York? If you're in New York, I'm gonna tell you where to go. I'm gonna give you the exact location of where you need to go. You from the north, but yours would definitely be. But I bet you got that recipe as from the family, right? I bet that was like taught. Next still. Yeah, Michael Lamont's ready. He's like, all right, let's stop talking about food. We still got to talk about from y'all. Damn. I forgot this was the next still. So yeah, let's good. Let's talk about from, because we got to talk about this body. Everyone wants to know whose body this is. I'm sorry, Dragnet. I don't know anywhere in Sydney. Way to Kodiak, yes. Puerto Rico, man. Growing up in the Bronx, I had some great Puerto Rican food. But who is this body? I'm curious. Who are your theories about who this body is? I saw some people before talk about maybe it's Jade. Who do y'all think it is? Oh, Netta. All right, you did the right thing. Learn you had it and you was like, I need to make this. It's not Elgin. What would you say? Is Robert said it's not Elgin. Guys wearing different clothes. Yeah, it's not Elgin. Somebody we haven't met yet. Christopher. Victor's dad. Okay. Here's the one I agree with. Netta, I'm with you. I think that's Martin. A lot of people says it's got to be Christopher, but like when we look back, Christopher ain't have no beard. Christopher was clean faced, and when you look at this body here, I'm gonna zoom in. My man's got a full beard and long hair. Christopher didn't have none of that. I think it's Martin. And the reason I think it's Martin is because I feel like Martin's body being in that chamber was similar to how Julie, Randall, and Marielle's body were in that chamber, but they were also in From Town, right? Like they were two places at once. Like they were in From Town, but they were also chained up to those walls. So if that logic is if we were to follow that train of thought and follow with that logic, then Martin being chained there means he must have had a body somewhere in From Town. He must have been there. Yes, hair grows after you die. I agree with you, Dragnet, but that's some really long hair. Like that's like some people grow hair faster than others, right? Jade's hair got really long, really fast, but that's really long. That's really, really long. So I really feel like in my heart of hearts, I feel like this must be someone like Martin. Everybody was thinking it's Jade. I was like, nah, that's a different shirt than Jade had on. I think that's Martin. What'd you say? The Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums. First off, I'm trying to figure out. I think I like that name. I do. I like your avatar. But I don't. So Makes no sense that young Victor would be told to hide from Christopher, who's in the same bunker behind the cabinet. I mentioned this before. We don't know what happened to Victor that night. When Victor was with his mom, my man was clean. When I mean clean, like his clothes were clean, his face was clean, he was clean. But when he came out of the cellar the next day, he was a little filthy. He had dirt on his face. I think there was like a spot of blood somewhere. The show is telling us that something happened to him in that cellar that night. And I think, like, just like they did with the reveal of Eloise being with him, we're going to visit that moment again in the future, and they're going to add more context to what happened that night. And I wonder if he was attacked or if something else feels, I don't know. We know that Jade hallucinated a dude with a boulder on him in that place. But I wonder, Martin had on a different shirt too. Martin had on a shirt? I'm joking. I know Martin had on a shirt. Martin's shirt was ripped. Let me see if I can bring it up. From TV show. Can I bring it up? Do I have a picture of him with his tattered shirt? That's wild. I Google him and my video comes up. Let me see if I can see it on the wiki page. I don't think there's any good images of his shirt out there like that. So I might be out of luck with pulling up a picture of Martin's shirt to pull up side by side, but we know Martin's body is unaccounted for. That's the main thing. So we have the beard, we have the here we go. Where's my StreamYard tab? We have the long hair. I'm getting Martin vibes for now. Shall we just call him Dave? Dave's not here, man. Wasn't the cellar a portal through the trees? I think Julie came out the closet that was in front of the cellar. Like, she didn't come through this back door. I think like she went through the tree and came into the closet and opened the closet door. Martin has way more facial hair. I don't know. Maybe. Victor doesn't have a beard. Nope. One guy had a boulder on him in a vision. This is true, but the dude in the vision didn't have a beard. That's Elgin Oldbody before being reincarnated, or his previous self, right? Also, they'd have said since we met Martin that he'd be back. Why hire a younger actor only to age him up like that unless he's coming back in flashback scenes? So I think it's Martin. I agree with Debbie. I think it's Martin. It's just a theory. I don't have enough to support it other than the fact that he's got the facial hair and he's the only person we've seen with that length of hair on his face at this time. So we'll see. Did Martin have an object in the suitcase? Depends. Would Victor went to the people who were scattered around town? I don't know if he would. If like Martin attacked him, let's say Martin attacked him, I don't think he would have went to his body. I think he would have left him there. I don't know if I'm gonna show the promo pictures. I think they're a little too. They talk a little too much. Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something. All right. There was. I did put a note here about Victor taking Jasper to Sarah's house, but I don't see the picture here right now. But he did take Jasper to Sarah's house. He's like, he took her to the scariest person in town and wanted to see if she'll help him. His body had to be somewhere in the other universe, and look at his eyes. It did. And what happened to his eyes? One of them is missing? I ain't noticed that. The hell's going on here? Martin wasn't at the 1978 massacre. In my opinion, he's from 1864. Maybe he had the tattoos of being in the military, right? I know they did tattoos in the 1800s, so I don't know. I can't call it where Martin would have been from for sure, but I feel like he was a Marine, right? Yeah, he was like Semper Fi. So maybe the Marines have been around for a very long time. The Marines, I believe, started in like the 1800s. And tattoos have been around for a long time as well. So it's possible. Let me go on to the next picture. So the next one was Donna and Henry having a fun moment. This is another one of those wish ships of mine. He did say what year to Boyd. Did he? I don't remember. Now you calling me out, Sean. You calling me out to like I try my best to remember all this stuff, but man, I'm gonna go back and watch that scene. Thank you. Let me see. Can I pull it up on YouTube? No, it's not on YouTube. I don't see it on YouTube. But yeah, they had this fun moment with Donna and oh man, now we're going back. All right, let's zoom in a little bit more. It looks like no. Hold on, Frostadamus. You say now that you zoom in, it looks like darker skin too. I wonder if that's future Elgin. It looks like this man was set on fire, almost, right? Like I noticed that too, but then what I kept noticing was on the floor around him. Like, what is this black bed of whatever? Right? You guys see that? I don't know if that's a cloth. I don't know what happened there. His clothes aren't burned. I admit his clothes are not burned, but it almost looks like his face was burned. And it almost looks like the floor might have been burned. Like this looks like soot. To me. And what did you say? Quan was like, yeah, there's that, you know, when we dark people with dark skin grow our hair, it's a little curlier. It's not usually that straight. Right, Frost, you got the beard. You know, Frostadamus. You got it. You got the Santa Claus too. So yeah, let me move past this because I see if nobody's really too interested in this moment with Donna and Henry. Boyd has a fun encounter with Acosta. She wants a gun. He gives it to her. I don't know why. I just keep every time I see her, my mind goes to Disney. I don't know why. I just feel like she's got Disney princess vibes to me. I don't know. Like her face looked like I could draw her. Like she's got that perfect symmetrical when you wish upon a star. Like she's got one of those. So like I look at her and I just keep getting stuck at that. It's hard for me to take her seriously. Like I want to see her play Squirrel Girl in the MCU. But like I said earlier, I get it why she's the way she is, especially after Boyd taking her gun. It feels like her dignity was taken away. He took her gun, and it's a problem. Now, what I keep noticing also is we don't know her name. We know her last name, but we don't know her name. Right? Like, when we gonna learn this woman's name? I'm looking at her joint. I'm like, police officer, okay. Maine, all right. Incorporated town of Camden, all right. Acosta, we know that. And Boyd, you know, he's annoyed with her. But there's this moment where she whipped out her ID. And I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could move it over because I see my face is blocking it. This is not legible. It's she would answer, it's Officer Acosta to you, Anthony. Probably. But we don't know her name. And what I noticed about that is like, you know, so much of this is legible, right? You can read her name here. I can read police. I can read Maine. I can read the word Camden. But when it comes to this part, it's really, really blurry. Like it's intentional. It's really blurry. So I'm curious. I'm curious what that's going to mean about why would they do that? Why would they do that? But yeah, let me power through some of these. So I just wanted to put that out there for y'all. Because people think her name is Eloise. That would be funny. Eloise Acosta. Maybe. Maybe. Henry and Donna have another moment. She takes Henry to the bar. I thought that was interesting too, because normally when she drinks in Colony House. So I was like, you know, Henry was looking for a drink and he took her to the bar. So she took him to the bar. So I was like, I was a little curious about why. I was curious why. Like, why take him to the bar? I know you got weed and liquor in the house. Like, why? She just wanted to get away? I don't know. And I think this might be the first time I actually seen Donna in the bar. Like, I don't really recall her coming to the bar like that. I don't know. It was an interesting little moment. Let me continue. Donna was having a moment, and I keep wishing this ship on her, but I keep looking for it on her face. Like, it feels like a date, Debbie. I feel you, but she's not giving that look, right? Like that look. You ladies know what I'm talking about, right? That look y'all give. It don't feel like she's giving him that look. So like I'm projecting it on her, but I need her to help me make it true. So yeah, it was interesting to me that they went to the bar. I don't think I've ever seen Donna in the bar before, and I didn't see her give Henry that look that I keep projecting on her about a relationship between her and Henry. That's a pitiful look. I can see it. Donna looked drunk. You know, maybe. I don't know. Let me quickly go through these. Tabitha visits the Rock. She remembers this place. And Jim was getting on my nerves in this scene again. Oh, you got a question? Why did Boyd tell her he was a decorated Marine when she was yelling and belittling him? What scene are you talking about, Noir? When? When did that happen? I don't remember that. Tabitha visits the Rocks. She remembers this place from her childhood. I was annoyed that Jim was trying to talk her out of it, right? He's like, oh, really? You remember this place? Which rock? And she was like, if you don't shut your 5 ass up, that rock. I love that. And I also love this moment because it gave us this, that rock. I love this moment because it also had Jade give us this theory that she was always destined to come here. And I thought that was really interesting because he pointed out that she dreamed about this place as a child. And if she really was chosen since childhood to come here, then she never had a chance. Miranda dreamed about this place. Miranda tried to tell people that she dreamed about this place, but she wasn't the only one. Abby dreamed about this place too. It was like a quick little one-liner in that flashback before she started shooting everyone. She talked about, I dreamed about this place as a child. And I can't help but wonder how many other, like Elgin dreamed about it on the bus on the way here. How many people dreamed about this place before they got here? So we have Elgin, we have Miranda, we have Tabitha, and we have Abby. That's at least 4 people who dreamed about this place. So I can't help but wonder how many other people we're going to learn dreamed about this place before they got here. You don't recall Abby saying that, Michael Lamont? It was back in season 1. I want to say it was episode 6, maybe 5, when we learned that his nickname was Mr. Fish and Loaves. They had that flashback to Abby, like having moments when she was talking to herself. It was a one-liner, and I had to go back and verify it myself. She did say, "Yeah, I dreamed about this place I dreamed about this place," and I think she said as a kid. So it's in that episode. I'm with you. It happened. So I'm curious how many other people dreamed about this place. Let's see. Okay. I said it since episode 1. I said Tilly is not sus. I said it. I said she's a lady. She's older. She's trying to help people. She's probably had a full life. And when you get older, you look at younger people and you can't help but, hold some endearment toward them. Some of y'all wasn't rocking with me. Some of y'all insisted she's the mole. She's the problem. Can we just please give this woman an apology? She deserves it now, right? Can we do that? Yes, Miss T. Yes. Tilly gave her life for From. Bro, can you tell me who was that guy in the cave who chained him in season 2 and what was he afraid of? Boyd. You mean Martin? Martin, we spoke about Martin. Oh, I'm gonna have to circle back to you. We just talked about Martin for like 20 minutes straight. So honest review, I appreciate you coming through. We do know that Martin was a Marine that was chained into that place. And I think he was one of the people that was around when Victor was a child. How the F did the houses get there? Like, I get the huts and stuff are probably really old and they're old cars over the years. How did those 70s, 80s houses get there? So I'm going to circle back to this. I'm going to star you real quick because I have a theory on that, Frostadamus. She even died saying run and eat me later. She ain't say nothing about no eat me later. Stop it. Is she really dead? Nope, she's still sus. Come on, man. She can't rest in peace? Vindicated. Yes, Sean is with me. Tilly died because she didn't respect. Oh, Tilly is still sus. She did not say to eat her. She said, you have to run. I think I wrote it down. Yeah, she said you have to run. Even in death, she was trying to help her. Yo, come on, man. Come on. Y'all still hating on Tilly? I don't think there's a mole neither, Carly. I think that was all a misdirect. I think that was a red herring. Nobody wants to point out the fact that there's other elderly people in From Town, though, right? I noticed that. I was like, yo, where did he come from? Now somebody's going to be like, that's an older Boyd. I know y'all are. Somebody's gonna be like, that's Boyd in 50 years. I know y'all are. Y'all can say y'all found it on the movie blog. But there's other elderly people here. She was hanging with them. I don't know what they were doing, but there was a bunch of them there. There was this, and there's an older dude behind, sitting behind her. This sweet old woman. Y'all need to leave this sweet old woman alone. She ain't do nothing to y'all. Is that Fred Sanford? Maybe. And look, he's got his friend right here. Like they just sitting here playing some cards. She came clean about her cancer diagnosis. Yeah, I don't know, man. Y'all need to leave Tilly alone. Ellis is just sitting here trying to figure out where all these elderly people come from. Who said they were playing Pinochle? Maybe they were playing backgammon. That's the one game in the world I don't think anyone knows how to play. Like, I've never met a person who knows how to play backgammon. What else? Let me skip ahead. Fatima, we back to Fatima. Fatima had this scene. I thought that was interesting. People likes to talk about Ellis's horrible drawings about how this don't look like Fatima. He's not that good of an artist, y'all. He's good. He's not that good. And he probably can't erase. So I thought it was interesting that she had this terrible reaction to saline. I don't know what this is called. What is it called when you get like red? I know one of y'all are medically trained, and somebody can try to tell me what this is called. I was trying to figure out what the terms are. But I'm trying to figure out what this is called because she had this horrible reaction. Will Tama be able to stop it? From meaning the town and monsters are from them? Maybe. Her who's speaking about Jade? Maybe. Tilly seemed pretty chill for being stabbed. Maybe she decided to take that morphine after all. She lived a long life, and she definitely prioritized the youth. Tilly was a monster. She was I need evidence, Dragnet. I need something other than, like, what in the show have you seen to support this? Right? Like, is there a moment where the camera lingered on her? Some weird music played, anything like that to sit here and be like, she's the mole, other than she showed up at the wrong time, so I'm picking her. Because that's the same thing that people have with Clara, right? Clara's just, we don't have anything that the show's given us. And I'm cool with theories. I'm not theory shaming. I'm not saying you're wrong. All I'm saying is, like, when I have a theory, I poke holes at it. And if I could poke 3 holes in it, then I'm not putting it out there. And with her, there's so many holes. Like, I haven't seen the camera linger. I haven't heard any music, and I haven't seen her do anything that can't be explained away. So that's my 3. Honest review. Now in this season, we don't see the boy in white, and what's with the lighthouse and how they're all getting foods out of nowhere from the riverside is suspicious. We did see the boy in white. He showed up in Camden, Maine. We did see the boy in white. And as far as the foods out of nowhere, they did mention about how food used to grow in the wild. Victor mentioned it really briefly. He talked about how when he was thinking back about the bodies, when he had to go and take an item from each body, he talked about this one dude. I forget his name, like Mr. I'm gonna just say Anderson because I don't remember his name. He's like, oh, Mr. Anderson used to always smell like onions because he would find wild onions growing in the forest and he would eat them raw. So it was a little one-liner, but he did establish that wild things growing in the forest is not new. So these things, like, I'm with you. I would have missed it too if I didn't watch the episode like 3 or 4 times. What impact did Tilly's death have on the community? Tilly's death is likely to deepen the community's fear of mistrust, especially towards Fatima, given the town's history of mysterious violence. I can see it. What else? Let me scroll down because I'm way behind. Wild onions, yeah. Mr. Gerber, thank you. I said Mr. Anderson, Mr. Gerber. The people from that settlement left it in the ground. It was cabbages. I can see it because that settlement had a animal pen in the background. I pointed it out in one of the videos that there was an animal pen back there, so I could absolutely see them growing vegetables. Oh, that's what you guys are saying. Nightbreed. That's what that mark is. It's called Nightbreed. I was like, what are y'all talking about? Is that another channel? Is that a YouTuber I need to follow? Nightbreed? Nah, all right. You came at the right time because we're talking about Tilly now, Kia Stacks. You came at the right time. Yo, I study this stuff a lot. Like I watched episode 8 like 3.5 times, and then I rewatch it and I'm writing it. I'm looking back at scenes because I'm trying to make sure I get my theories together. So thank you. I really appreciate it. It's a movie from the 80s. Oh, look. All right. Nightbreed. All right. She had this horrible reaction. Her body got shriveled up. Now, I'm gonna give y'all something because I always say Tilly's not sus, right? I'm gonna give y'all something. Because I did have a moment in this episode where I was like, damn, now they have something. So we saw this happen to Fatima and her body started getting all shrivelly and all this stuff. And I don't know if she just sucked it in. I don't think that's her real body. But when this happened and she was screaming and her body is doing all of this, this chick came by and the camera did linger on her. And I was like, yo, why they do that? Because I'm really trying to get people to stop blaming Tilly for stuff. But now that did happen. That did happen. Huh. I gave y'all that. I got a couple more minutes. Let's see. Randall gave driving lessons, but somehow he forgot that you're supposed, when you give driving lessons, you're supposed to let the other person drive. Oh, yeah, I want to address some of these. All right, let me do these quickly. Don't think she can suck in this much. I hope not. Why did Tilly say run? Because she loves Fatima and she's been doing that since the moment she got there, and she knows what is going to happen because she's got a whole life worth of experience. Showed a shock on her face. Yeah, maybe. Yes, the salt from the saline makes me think her insides look like Smiley's autopsy. Maybe. I'd love to see a good all right, we talking about movies now. How do you think Fatima got infected in the first place? I think people just get messed up when they get here, right? That's like saying, why is Jade having visions, right? I think when you get here, this town affects you. But it's always subliminal. It's not always visible. Like, I think in a lot of times our minds are trained to see some sort of like special effect. People are supposed to glow, something's supposed to blur. My spider sense symbol is supposed to be over my head. But think back to like Lord of the Rings. Remember how Lord of the Rings, people would wear the one ring and you would just see them look at it and you would see their behavior change. They wouldn't do like music or anything to make it obvious, but the ring would influence people around it in an invisible way. I think this town affects people like that as well. It's not visible, but it's happening. So that's where I'm at with that. I think that's how Fatima got infected. She was here. And I also think it has something to do with the food. If y'all really want to be 100, if y'all really want me to be 100, I think it has something to do with the food. I think the food is somehow involved in it. All right, Dragnet. I gave you one. All right. I gave you one. Let me run through these real quick. Randall. Yeah, let me shut up with that one. I put a note here not to say something so I don't spoil something. So Randall gave driving lessons. I thought it was interesting that he was the only person that could see the cicadas in this scene. You're welcome, Honest Review. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming through. Because like I remember the cicada 3, I'm sitting here like, oh, I think Randall was having the same assumption, like, oh, because we're the cicada 3, maybe Julie will see it too. Oh shoot, has this been on this whole time? But she couldn't see it. She couldn't see it. So I thought that was really interesting that even though they're the cicada 3, they had that shared experience that she wasn't able to see the cicadas in this moment. I don't, that kind of stood out to me that they're all having their own unique experiences. We know Randall's being haunted by the cicadas. We know Julie's hearing screaming. The only person who's not coming clean about their experiences is Marielle. Everybody's trying to say it's a STD. Maybe. As far as context, for anybody who's listening and not seeing, the commenters are saying that maybe Fatima got infected through Ellis after he got his transfusion from his dad. Maybe. Again, it's not the only thing that they're putting in their bodies, right? They also eat the food, they drink the water that come out the faucet that nobody knows where the faucet is coming from, right? They eat the goats and cows that came out the woods that nobody knows where they came from. I think back to like that movie Black Panther when Killmonger had that scene and he was like, you don't even know what it is that you're putting in your own body. And ever since he said that to me in a movie, I think about that in every other thing that I watch. So maybe it was through sex, but I feel like everybody's overlooking the fact that they eat food that comes from God knows where, and they drink water from faucets that comes from God knows where. Debbie, Marielle said she can feel the cicadas. Randall could see them. Julie can hear them. Julie hears screaming though. She's not hearing that. She's not hearing the cicada. I'm with you though. Didn't they carve up that cow after the monster slaughtered it? Yes, they did. I thought about that too. He put his hands on that throat, and I'm like, that's infected. But they still ate it. So I thought about that too. I honestly did. I still think about it. What was the rhyme again? Here they come from 3 unless they say the melody. Something like that. If that was the case, then why is Fatima the only one getting? Who said she is? Who said she's the only person getting sick, Netta? Remember back in season 2, that random it was like the husband and wife that was living in Sarah's house, and he came screaming, help, my wife, she was dreaming and then she started getting attacked. She got attacked in her sleep too. Kenny had the dream about the music box. Like, people are having experiences. They're absolutely having experiences. Who said Charlie spoiled it? Charlie or Carly? There's a lot of people up in here. I don't even see Charlie. I see Carly. So I thought it was really interesting that he was the only person who could see the cicadas. He has this little moment where he gets upset. He goes running in the woods, and then she follows behind him. This little moment was interesting to me too, because Ellis tried to steal antipsychotic medicines from Christy. Now, it's interesting to me that Christy's still like super pissed. She's like, your son is up in here taking stuff. I'm like, he has a name, Christy. Like, your son. So I thought that was really interesting, but I thought it was interesting that he came here and he knew exactly which medicines were antipsychotics. Like, I'm not a pharmacist. I can't just go into a pill cabinet and just know what is what. And some people had some interesting theories. They're like, maybe it was his mom's, maybe it was maybe he had antipsychotic pills and he was taking them. I like that theory even more, that he would know because his own experiences. But then I was deciding, you know what, let me just at least zoom in on this and see what name comes up on the medicine, because the camera did linger here, right? This is one of those TV things that I sometimes tell you guys. When usually on television, they'll intentionally try to give you clues by lingering the camera on a moment, making something legible. They made sure Acosta's badge wasn't legible, but they made sure that this was. So we know that whoever these pills belong to, their last name was Thompson. And I'm sure one of you out there will know everyone's last names better than me. I know a lot of people's last name, but somebody here had the last name Thompson, and they were taking these antipsychotic pills, and it was also they were also getting a lot. They only netted the reason they only showed the last name is because they want us to guess. The show does know that this is a scavenger hunt for clues. They know how we do it, so they are writing it with us in mind. So they're not going to give us the full name. They're only going to give us the last name because they want us to have moments like this where we come together and we try to figure it out. So yeah, I wanted to share this prescription bottle in case somebody didn't already have it. Go ahead, take a screenshot, throw it in your theories, take it to Discord, Reddit, Facebook, and put it out there, because I know somebody will know whose last name was Thompson if it's been established already. And look, I'm starting to see, like, they kind of blurred out the last initial of the first name. And that I noticed, like right here, there's like Photoshoppers could see it, right? Like there's a blur there. It's really subtle, but it's there. Yep, refill 2 of 3. So they're almost done. This one had a quantity of 30. Should be taken whole, do not divide, crush, or chew. Take the tablet daily or as directed, and it's called paliperidone, and I looked it up. It's an antipsychotic. Let's see what else. So I thought this was interesting that he knew exactly what it was. That was more interesting to me than actually going to get it. The fact that he knew exactly what it was. Julie and Randall find the ruins. Julie wants to investigate, but Randall doesn't. Oh, yeah, we talking about the pills. My bad, y'all. I'm running too quick. I was thinking that he knew the medication because of his mom. I feel like the flashbacks to Happy Sets wasn't her first mental episode. I think so too. I think it's either his mom or maybe both. Maybe both. Probably Dale's, because he has visions of Stop it. People were saying Tilly Matilda, but she gave her drugs to Christy. His last name is Thompson. It's for schizophrenia. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Amy Cinnamon Sweet. Where you been, girl? You been here? Where were you? I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It's my fault. We're going live on a Wednesday instead of a Monday. Quite a few characters with no last name. So actually, there's this from like Wikipedia page out there, and a lot of people do have last names. Like they've been established, and because MGM was releasing them on social media. So like they had those missing posters before, and they would be like, "Oh, have you seen this person?" They would say, and they would have their last name. So if you look up online, there's what is it? It's here it is. It's a from.fandom.com. You'll see a lot of people who we know and we're familiar with. We'll see their last names. That's how I found out Jade's last name was Herrera. And then going back and looking for the missing posters, and then that's how I knew. Well, at least I knew it was right. I don't always comment laugh out loud. I'm picking chicken and bagging it up for the freezer. I understand. I be looking though. Yes, there's no character signed that name. Debbie is like Debbie, Delsenia, and a few others, a few of y'all out there is like, I know you guys are researching as much as I am with what information you have. So I love bouncing these things off of the group so we can figure this out. Miranda's second name isn't K, isn't it? I don't know what Miranda's maiden name was. How about that? But let me keep going. Because we about to hit the 3-hour threshold. They find the ruins. Julie wants to investigate. Randall doesn't, and that is interesting to me. That was really interesting to me that Julie found it and she's just like immediately drawn to it. And Randall sees it and she's like, we should go look. We should get closer. We should. I see people jumping off a bridge. We should jump. 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 Mm-hmm. Miranda's second name is Kay, isn't it? Kavanaugh. Yeah, that's her married. That's her name. That's Henry's last name that she took in marriage, but we don't know her maiden name. What was her last name before that? Before she got married. But Randall, I love that Randall had some sense here. Yeah. Yeah. Let me I'm gonna tread lightly, y'all. I'm gonna tread lightly. But I did think it was interesting that Randall was like, no, I ain't going anywhere near that. If any place that makes the back of my hair stand up, I ain't going near that. Randall barely Randall barely has a face. He's not trying to rush in. No, he learned his lesson. Those bad boy Randall's days are over. No more bad boy Randall. That we're done with that. Oh man, Randall said, please, he's grown in his emotional vulnerability. Yes, this is a changed man. Listen, getting assaulted will change you. Right? What did Mike Tyson say? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. If Julie and Randall lit a blunt near the ruins, would that be transported to the dungeon? Maybe. Sarah would be the one. You gotta have the torch though. Sarah would be the one I think too seems to fit. What's her second name? What is Sarah's last name? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Her last name is Myers. That was fast. Myers. Sarah Myers. So no. What else we got? We got this last moment here where finally Fatima decides she is no longer going to be a garbage picking and eating rotten food. I love that Pega, who plays Fatima on the show, Pega Ghafouri, it confirmed this is in fact cake. This is in fact cake. I've seen people make, you ever see those things that show where I can't believe it's not cake? Like you'll have like a microphone like this and they'll just slice into it and be like, oh snap, it's cake. That's cake. Oh my goodness. Michael Myers, daughter fitting. Myers are killers and horrors. Yeah. It's cool when Victor eats peaches, but when he's 7 years old, they're in a can. They're canned peaches. They're preserved. Yummy cake. Yes. I wonder if they did touch thing near the pool and motel sign, they would see the motel. I'm gonna get back to that. I have that starred. Then we see her stab Tilly. Nobody wants to apologize to Tilly, even though she got stabbed. She died from. And everybody still want to think she's suspicious. I love when she bites into the rotten eggplant and her hair gets into her mouth. Must be some good ass cake. It must be some good ass, like when you're on a TV show and you have craft services, that's what it's called. Like when they'll have like a whole chef service. Like for those of you who live in New York, you probably see it sometimes. They'll be filming in New York and you'll see just like a big trailer and they just have like unlimited food. Craft services are amazing. They have some of the best. It's not school lunch, y'all. They have some of the best chefs out there making these people lunch. You got to leave in 15 minutes for Tony's live. I'm the other Tony. I'm Tony too. I know I'm Anthony, but I'm from New York. You want me to wear my hat like this? We could pretend. You want me to get a drink? Let me drink some beer. We could just pretend. Tell them to all come here. Tell them to all come here. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to add this to the giveaway. I've got a few of these hats that I haven't worn. You're not going to get my used hats. I have a couple of these hats. I'm going to throw them in the giveaway boxes for anybody who wants one of my hats, the movie blog hats. I don't sell these. I do sell some from merch. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm gonna just real quick promote it. I've been designing merch. So I think it's in my store. I think it comes up. It should become as flagged promotional items. I've been making from shirts, y'all, because I've been asking MGM forever. I was like, yo, can I get some talismans? Can I get some t-shirts? Can I get a jacket? Can I do something to give this stuff away? They're like, we don't make merch. You don't make merch? Fine. I have some merch. I know people have I know Tony has like the cool From shirts and the Fromly shirts. I know E-Man has some shirts. I've dabbled in graphic design throughout high school, college for like 7 years. That, if you want to call that dabbling. So I threw some shirts together. I'm gonna make some more. So I do have some merch in the store here. You should be able to see it. If you don't, I'll put the link in the comments. And I have some I think I like my shirts better. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna start wearing it in the lives just so you guys know it's there. It's cake. It's cake. It's cake. Fagio, it's cake. Tilly got stabbed. She said you need to run in the end. So a lot of people are still wondering why Tilly would say you have to run, even though she's been giving this whole motherly vibe to Fatima for like, I don't know, 15 episodes at this point. Like, you know, let me take care of you. Let me show you the tarot cards. Let me try to help you throughout your pregnancy. No, I'm not going to judge you for eating garbage. No, let me tell you, I used to eat chalk. Tilly's been giving motherly vibes all throughout the season. And I don't understand why she's still so suspicious for people. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what you all say about episode 8. Now, people are asking me if I'm going to show any images from the next episode. And honestly, you know, I've been having mixed feelings about it, because I think most people who are okay with not, like, I like to experience the show a specific way, right? I like to experience the show a specific way. When I experience the show, I like to be surprised. I want to sit there and be in my element. And then when they do a WTF moment, like Tilly gets stabbed, or Henry comes to From Town, or Tabitha sees the tree, or Mrs. Lou gets got, I'm the type of person who likes to find out as I'm watching. And then there's some people who are like, I need to know now. And then they watch it and their experience is different. I'm not going to judge people. I know for me, it's like, it's like a body high. Like, I love experiencing this stuff without it being spoiled for me in that way. But there's some people who don't feel that way. They just don't feel the same way I do. I'm invested in this show to the point where I'm not going to do that to myself. And I don't like to do it to others. So I don't want to spoil things, even though it's readily accessible. Like some people already can say, oh, it's already out there. I was in the Discord, I was in the Reddit, and I saw it already. So why are you afraid of? Because there's a few hundred people who don't act like that. Not everybody acts like that. Not everybody's like, oh, I can't wait. Some people can. Some people can. So are there any images? Like looking at it, I think all of these images show too much. Like I have them open in my other tab now. I'm looking at them, I'm double checking. I feel like all of these images show too much. No, there's one, but I don't think anybody's going to really appreciate it. There's one image I can show. I can show one image that I think is not nearly as egregious as the others. And I don't even think people will figure out the context. So I'm gonna show one little thing. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. If y'all feel that MGM is spoiling stuff, I need y'all to do me a favor. Like I've done this. I've gone on Twitter and I've tagged Harold and I've tagged MGM. I've tagged John Griffin, the creator. And I said, yo, y'all need to stop doing this. So John Griffin is on Twitter. He's on Instagram. He's active every Sunday. John Griffin is the writer and creator of the TV show. He's active every Sunday when this show goes live. Express your feelings. You guys are customers, right? He caters to you. Let him know how you feel. If you feel like that you prefer these things to not be released in this way, say something. Speak up. Use your voice. But yeah, I don't think this is as bad as Debbie was afraid that it was going to be. I think that this is probably the safest image, but in hindsight, people will wonder about this image. So I had a couple of things I wanted to talk about. What was this? I think it's from Colleen House and Katri Death Scene. Oh yeah, the pregnant lady. Okay. What episode did Katri die? Let me find it real quick. I have all the episodes. Season 1. I keep them on my computer. I think he died in like episode 5 or 6. Let me see real quick. Jade sees the Civil War soldier. He starts drawing the symbol. Kenny looks young as all what. Tabitha's digging the hole. Father Katri was still alive. Let's go to episode 7. Oh, this is definitely Colony House Massacre time. Okay. Why was Mrs. Lou in Colony House? Fatima's walking around all flirty. I'm looking for it. Let me see. I can show you guys what I'm looking at, right? Maybe I could help me find it. Let me stop. Present. Share screen. Window. She looked like she's having a little moment with Ride You Like a Alabaster Dragon. They're trading shirts. Julie's feeling flirty. I think this is when she wanted to kiss Fatima. And then she gets embarrassed. All right. He said there's a pregnant lady up in here. Monsters in the house. People falling downstairs. Let me pause it a little before we get flagged. Julie's running to Victor. All right, let me look in the comments because I know you guys are helping me. Way past here when they leave here. Okay, let me keep going. This is when Ellis jumps off the building and heals quickly. Ain't this the boy that said Julie's name? What happened to his varsity jacket? His varsity sweater. It's when she hangs up the talisman. Ellis is scared with his broken arm. Let me see. How does Donna walk downstairs with her hands in her pockets? Practice. To where they're going, getting out of the van and into the post office. Thank you. Thank you, Kitty Tsunami. I appreciate you. I see you here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I want to see this too. Where did she crawl out of, right? Because we was talking about this earlier. She went in the tree, and then she came out. She came out the closet. She ain't come out the room. She's in the closet. That was interesting. See? She's in the closet in front of the room. So I thought that's pretty interesting. So she never actually knew the room was back there. And I don't think we actually saw that room with the body until later. So here's the post office. Here's these two talking about they're going on the quest. This has got to be it. They're getting out the van. All right, let me see where this pregnant person is. Y'all ready? I got to pause it periodically. I'm sorry, y'all. Want no problems with MGM. Matter of fact, let me help. Let me help. Bam. Let's throw off their detection. This lady's not pregnant. Looking for the... Did I miss it? All right, let me rewind. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. We're at 46:59. We go back to 46:49. She's being helped out, but she ain't got no signs of pregnancy in her. That can't be her. Let me try this again. Try this again. Y'all still with me? Right? Hold on. Who said her? It was her. That was her. The first one out. It was the first one. I don't see pregnant lady. She's pregnant. That lady was not pregnant. Let's look again. Let's look again. I don't know, y'all. That feels like a negative to me. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna take a snapshot. I'm gonna put this image up and we're gonna zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna play it again. I see why people would think she's pregnant because she's being helped out. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Let me put the image up. I got the image. I took the snapshot. I know some of y'all's ready to run the Tony's live. Let me get the snapshot. Let me stop this one. Let me share. No, not that. Where's it at? Close this because we're not looking at Smelgen no more. All right, we done with Smelgen. Where's it at? All right, let me close it. Let me close this and open it again. Present, share screen, window. What? Computer, what is wrong with you? You're acting like this thing ain't right here. Let me close this image and open. Oh, it was there? I didn't see it. Pictures. Let's do this one last time. I'm sorry. I appreciate y'all patience. I know I should be going a little faster. Here we go. Yo, I'm sorry. This lady doesn't give me pregnancy vibes. She looks slender. She looks really slender to me. Who needs both their arms held getting out of a van? People scared, right? We go through fight or flight, or we get frozen with fear and all that stuff. There's a lot of reasons as to why people need help when they're getting out of the van. Food baby, if she does have any bump. Yeah, right. She been eating good. I think it's just how her dress looked. I think so too. I think so too. Who says she pregnant? So you still think she's pregnant? Dragnet. I think it's the angles of her hip when she gets out made it look like a bump on first watch. I mean, I'll run it back. I'll run it back one more time. We could look at the video one more time. But it didn't seem like she was pregnant to me. It looked like it might have just been a optical illusion. So I'm gonna open it back up. I hate when Father Kadri dies. I hate this scene so much. He's one of my favorite characters in the whole show, and they took him out. So let's watch the video one last time, and then we're gonna call it. Full screen it. Nah, I'm calling it. She's not pregnant. She's being helped like a pregnant person with two hands, but yeah, if I have to look this hard, she ain't pregnant. I feel you. Oh, that's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. It looks like that she's not pregnant. We have our answer, but I think we beat this episode up. I think we covered all the stuff there. Let me look if there was anything starred. Pregnant lady, we did. I think the entity is Dr. Mabuse. Read his description paragraph on Wikipedia. I'm gonna go back to that. Death is a hard thing to deal with when it's close family. I've lost many people. It makes me want to live each day as my last. Hugs to everyone grieving for a loved one. Amen to that. Amen to that. I ain't gonna talk too much about it. I'm not trying to cry. I did not anticipate losing my mother at the age that I did. I thought I was gonna grow old with her. Guy in the cave was Martin. I know we talked about that. Oh, this one, real quick. Frostradamus, you did ask me this. I want to touch on it real quick. How the F did the houses get there? Like, I get the huts and stuff are probably really old, and there's old cars there from all the people from over the years, but how did those 70s, 80s houses get there? So I have a theory that, and this is because I read a lot of comic books, Marvel had this concept of a place called Battle World. So we probably will see something as Marvel gets closer to Secret Wars, but Secret Wars was a story about how all these heroes and all these villains were taken to a planet and they were made to fight for the most part. But there were a couple different Secret Wars. So I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I want you guys to see this wiki to help understand what it is that I'm referencing. So Battle World is a fictional patchwork planet appearing in comic books published by Marvel. There have been 3 Battle Worlds in total. The first by the Beyonder, second Imitation, created by the Stranger, and the third was created by Doctor Doom. The Beyonder merged dozens of fragments from many planets to create Battle World. And that's the concept that I feel like they're emulating here. I feel like they're taking different patches of different places in America or the world, wherever, and they're making From Town. That's why we have a motel sign and a pool, but no motel, because it's almost like a clamp came down, grabbed just that, and put that in From Town. These 2 houses that look they go together, put that in From Town. This old gas station, put that in From Town. Colony house from the colonial era, put that in From Town. I feel like From Town is a patchwork town made up of different areas that were abducted, similar to how different people were abducted from different parts of the country and brought to this area to be one patchwork town. So if you're curious, that's my theory as to what happened and why we have all these towns from all these different areas of town that look like they don't go together. But that's my theory as to what happened there. Mortal Kombat, Thanos was valid, the Beyond Secret Wars. You're well aware of those comments. Speaking my look, right here. I'm all up with it. I love Jonathan Hickman's writing. I have so many variants. All these comics on my wall are autographed, every single one of them, by a different person. This is probably one of my favorite, the Miles one that looks like Nas album cover. Don't chew me up, but am I the only one in season 2, episode 9 that sees images of pilgrims in a tree? I'm not going on that scavenger hunt right now. We just did one. I can't do 2 tonight, but I'm gonna try to flag it for the next one. Why signs with no buildings? What you mean, La? What signs are you talking about? Yes, it is someone who doesn't understand how towns work, but they get the broad strokes, right? They know lights need to be plugged in the walls, but they're not thinking about electricity and things like that. I don't think he's comfortable talking to Victor about a lot of stuff. None of your business. Why isn't Victor dad? Ask Victor if there used to be a motel there, because I think he's still trying to figure out how to engage with Victor. Like he feels like he's being very pins and needles with his interactions with Victor right now. So I think he's still trying to figure out what's the best way to engage with his son and moving forward. What was my first comic book? I think the first ones I had was like, my brother used to have some Wolverine comics that I definitely messed up as a child. Like I just ripped them things apart. But I started with Spider-Man. I started with Spider-Man comics. My friend, like I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I say Spider-Man saved my life because I grew up in a very challenging environment. Grew up in a bad, rough neighborhood. My friend was reading these Spider-Man comics, and I didn't care at the time. But he used to sit down and he used to draw, right? He would see like the cover of the comic and he would whip out a pen and he would just look at the cover of the comic and he would just, like he was his own photocopy machine. He would just draw what he was seeing and he would draw it in the style of the artist. So he would sit there and he would be able to study Eric Larson. He would be able to study Todd McFarlane. He would be able to study Jim Lee. Rob Liefeld to a degree. He was not the best artist to study. And he would just sit there and recreate comic covers. But the problem that I had with him was that he would be really good at recreating comic covers, but he wasn't very good at making original art. So he would let me borrow his comics because I just didn't have my own comics. He would let me borrow his comics as long as I kept them in good condition, and I would just try to do what he was doing. I was drawing from what I was observing. And from that, I just started to really get really interested in Spider-Man. I know a lot of people will say, you know, Batman, Spider-Man, all that stuff. Spider-Man was really attractive to me because he was always anonymous, right? He could be anybody under that mask. He was Peter Parker. We knew that. But when he put on that suit, he could have been anybody. And so that allowed me to almost see myself in him, even though he was Peter Parker. I would be able to, you know, have him put on that full body costume, and it was my form of escapism. It actually grew into me becoming more of an artist as I grew older. And as I started to apply to schools, one of the main things about New York City is you could do two things. You could go to your local zone high school, or you can apply to go to like a specialized high school that was outside of your neighborhood. I wanted to go to a school outside of my neighborhood. I just did not want to go to school in my neighborhood anymore. I just didn't feel confident that was going to give me the best chances in life. So I applied for all these schools, and I didn't get accepted to any of them except the High School of Art and Design. And as I went into the high school, as I got accepted, you know, I threw together a portfolio. I did the portfolio review and all this stuff. And as I got accepted, it changed just the trajectory of my life. I look back at the people who I went to grade school and junior high school with, and you know, their lives went in different directions than mine. I was very fortunate that I was able to go to the High School of Art and Design. It then allowed me to go to the college that I went to, where I studied in graphic design. Even though I wasn't a graphic designer, I was able to learn graphic design and teach it to myself, where my life continued to go in a positive direction. But I always go back to that original initial thought that had I not been a Spider-Man fan, had my friend not loaned me his comic books in the first and second grade, which inspired me to buy my own comics, I wouldn't be where I'm at today in life. Now, there's a really crude, really bad, really quick Spider-Man thing I just put together. I tried to do Todd McFarlane style. I know it's off. I'm not erasing. I'm drawing in ink. I swear if I drew in pencil, I could do it better justice. But I can draw Spider-Man like from memory. Like I can do it really well. But yeah, so that was my first comic book story. In the cast credits, they have the Man in Yellow casted. I have a theory. That's good. Spider-Man was my first comic book. Yeah, man. And then it grew me into X-Men, and I started learning about more characters. Yeah. Liefeld's only feet shoe story. Yes, that's that joke in the Deadpool comic, and he makes fun of it now. Like if you guys see me on, no, you guys probably won't see my Facebook. On Facebook, I'm friends with a ton of comic book creators, because a lot of it's a comic book creators don't get the attention I think they deserve for the stories they're writing. I think Jonathan Hickman should be a name up there with Christopher Nolan. But he's not celebrated the same way. But yeah, I don't know. I went off on a tangent again. Every once in a while, I do these little things where I talk about myself. We talk about life outside of From. I know a bunch of people left to go run to Tony's Live. I know some of you guys want to go run to Tony's Live and hear about how it's aliens and stuff like that. I definitely want to give you guys the opportunity to give Tony some attention, because Tony gives me attention every once in a while. Every once in a while, he allows me to come onto his channel, join in on a roundtable discussion, and I appreciate those opportunities because he is the biggest channel covering From right now. Him and E-Man. I think E-Man is the biggest one now. So yeah, definitely want to, let you guys have an opportunity to go support Tony as well. Tony is from New York. I give all my New Yorkers love. Yeah, Hickman is the GOAT. Hickman is the only person I'm reading right now. Like, I'm reading Wolverine's Revenge. I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man. And, yo, this man is cooking with grease. this man is cooking with grease. Like, he don't miss. Like, he is. I wish some of you guys read comics. And I know how tough of an ask that is, because it's a dense wall to get through to read comics. It's like a huge barrier. But the way that this guy tells stories, right? Like, if you watch the Spider-Man cartoon, or if you watch the Avengers cartoon or something like that, go out, pick up Avengers and New Avengers #1 from Jonathan Hickman, and keep going straight. Just keep going straight. You go on to Secret Wars. It's like a 5-year run. He's amazing. Him, Jeff Johns, they are hands down, I think, some of the best comic book writers of all time. Frosted Dominants, I see what you're saying about Donnie Cates. I haven't met Donnie. He's been to New York Comic Con a couple times. I think he was on his way to establishing himself as one of the all-time greats. I'm sorry that he had that accident that cost him so much of his career right now in his prime. Yeah, I'm Donnie Cates is definitely one of my favorite creators. Have I seen the previews for Ultimate Wolverine? Shit looks dope. Logan as Winter Soldier. I have not yet. I'm mixed about this Ultimate Universe right now. I love Ultimate Spider-Man. I love what they're doing with the Ultimates. I'm like, I can't read the Ultimate X-Men. I tried, and it just didn't feel like it was for me. But I am gonna, I think you guys need some more comics in these box giveaways, because I didn't realize we was comic fans up in here. So let me see. What else am I? Hold on one second. I want you guys to understand how much I appreciate y'all giving me. How'd my friend end up? The one who loaned me the comic, he ended up being a custodian in Nisha. He ended up being a custodian in Nisha. I think he still lives there. So it's a different outcome. He doesn't draw anymore either, which is a little disappointing. But I want to give you guys an idea of what's going on in these giveaways. So one, I remember I showed you guys this for all my Blue Eye Samurai fans. It's a big one. Oh yeah, the talisman is going in one of these boxes. I don't know which one yet. So one of you guys are getting my talisman. It's my 1 of 1. So I'm not gonna have a talisman no more. I'm gonna keep my bell, but I'm not gonna have a talisman no more, because I appreciate you all that much. So I'm giving you guys my Blue Eye Samurai. It comes with some Blue Eye Samurai chopsticks, which I think are pretty cool. If you watch the show, you get it. It's an in-show joke about noodles. It comes with like a geisha fan. If you guys watch the show, you get it. Blue Eye Samurai is hands down one of the best things I've ever seen in animation. It brought me back to my love of anime. I'm giving away a bunch of movies. I'm giving away this. This is a fun one. This is my Beetlejuice hat. I got it from Warner Brothers. It's a cool little Beetlejuice hat. Kind of missed Halloween with that one, but it's still a good one. I'm going to give away the novel, A Zone of Interest. This is a great book. For you guys who are familiar with the film, the book is also extremely good. There are a ton of movies. This is just one of the boxes. One of the boxes is getting a ton of great movies. If you guys still have a DVD player or PlayStation, then you guys are good. This one has Killers of the Flower Moon, Rustin, White Noise, Creed, May December. The May December movie script is in here as well. And I also like that there's this dream journal. So you guys might remember the Nicolas Cage movie. So if you see this, I gotta see if I could do it. Look at the little. I'm not gonna get the angle. I think you guys could kind of see it. It's a cool little journal that I'm giving away. some coasters, and for my comic book fans, this box has Absolute Power #7, autographed by Dan Mora. So he was able to sign this one for me with the giveaway in mind. There's some May December stuff in here. This cover is by Jim Lee. So this is a rare variant cover by Jim Lee. I didn't get Jim Lee to sign it, unfortunately, but I am going to be giving it away. This is just one of the boxes that I'm actually going to make bigger, right? This is a heavy box. I'm actually going to make it bigger. I'm going to put some more stuff in it. We're going to give that away. I'm giving away 3 boxes in total. Can a talisman be bought? I don't see anywhere to sell it. I have a friend who made this one for me. So he sat down. He knows I'm a huge fan of From. I introduced him to From. He made it for me, and that's how I have it. So I'm giving you my 1 of 1. I want to give away some movie posters as well. You guys are going to see I got these movie posters for The Killer. This is for Poor Things. It's a shopping bag for Poor Things. Let me set this up better. I'm doing a terrible job. A shopping bag for Poor Things. This is not for sale. These are things that I believe were only given to press and media. The Netflix show with Michael Fassbender, The Killer. Nimona, which was a super popular film that came out last year from Netflix. Past Lives, which I believe was up for Picture of the Year last year, from A24. Upload. I like this quirky little comedy. Upload is a fun little thing from Amazon. They gave this to me. Monarch. I love this series. It's based off the Godzilla thing. It's a movie thing. Movie poster. The Holdovers. This is a vinyl record. They gave me the original motion picture soundtrack as a vinyl record. I don't have a record player, but I figured that maybe you guys might appreciate it. The Killer movie is in here. Empire of Light. The New York Comic Con guide with some autographs in it. I'm going to be giving away all this cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff. Could be here all night showing you guys just the stuff that I want to give away, but I'm not going to hold you anymore. It's been almost 4 hours. These boxes are going to be heavy. They're going to be heavy. They're going to be heavy. So it's going to cost a little bit to ship them, but I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. But that's all I have for this, guys. I really appreciate y'all. I was supposed to cook dinner for my wife. It smells like she already cooked it. Look, if you guys are new here, do me a favor, please give this video a like. I see a lot of you already have. Share this video with your friends. Tell people about this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And enter that contest. Enter it, because I'm giving away 3 boxes, and I want you guys to have a good chance to win. I really appreciate you all rocking with me for this whole time. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you guys and your reaction to episode 8. Until next time, y'all, I'm going to check you all later. Peace.